What's going on, guys? It's Cruzin Podcast. Welcome back. I'm very excited today. We have a new guest, my former high school teacher, Ayleen, aka Charlie, Miss Charles. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm so excited to have you on. It's so weird because we were just talking earlier about it's been what? We graduated.
You graduated 2015.
Oh my god!
But you were in my class 2013 because you were a junior.
Yes.
So 8 years ago.
That
you
is
guys
crazy.
were my first kids ever.
That's right.
I shouldn't admit that, but
yes, that's right. And then we were just talking about earlier how weird it is that I'm turning we were talking about how I'm turning 25 this year, and you were like,
I was about your age when
26,
about 27, 26 when
that's
you guys
so
were in my class.
Weird. And now here we are.
Yeah,
you have 2 kids later.
2 kids and an Arnie. And
oh my god!
Yeah.
Next thing you know, somebody's getting. Well, you see, everybody's having kids.
I saw that.
Everybody's having kids.
I know.
It's so weird.
For condoms.
I think a big part of it is the COVID. The everybody in quarantine.
Bored.
People
Netflix
are
and
bored.
chill.
People are in love.
They took it literally. Well, I guess, right?
Yeah. People are bored. They're stuck at home. They're in love.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of people are having kids.
A lot. I don't know how to feel about that, but good
it's
for
very
them.
crazy. It's very, it's a very weird, because
it's so weird to see you guys, not weird, proud, but also weird because you guys are my kids, So to see you in your zone and kids that when they were my kids, I'm like, oh my God, you're insane. And now they're going to be parents, which,
isn't that crazy?
I love, by the way,
That's so crazy.
To see you guys in your zone.
I know. Cool. I see that, and I see people having kids and stuff. I'm just like, wow.
I know.
It's a very weird point because there's people that are still trying to figure it out, and there's people I got a family, I'm ready to go. I was like, oh my God, I'm just trying to do a podcast. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. And I was laughing today because you replied to it on my story, the How I Met Your Mother meme with the Band-Aid. That show has so much, because I want to talk about that show with you and sitcom shows,
of course,
in general, because they're awesome,
the best.
But that meme of the Band-Aid, that show has it resembles there's so much about it that you can take from it. Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Me right now in my 20s, and I'm watching that show. I'm I saw the whole thing. I was like, oh my God, this show hits so different.
I bet. Yeah,
it hits so.
And when you get my age, it'll hit different again.
That's right. That's
you relate to different people.
It's so weird. It's so weird. And that show, I love that show. And the one thing I wanted to talk about with it was I loved it so much until the ending.
Same.
We don't have to go into it right away, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially the last season, the last 2-3 episodes and stuff like that. So for anybody who hasn't seen How I Met Your Mother yet, we're gonna get into that territory. So if you want to come back later, or if you don't care, stick around. But definitely I want to talk about that first, and then just our favorite sitcoms, because there's obviously the Friends and I liked 70s show. You're not a fan of Friends?
I know fighting words. I know.
Let's talk about that for a second. So
let's go.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it in whole?
Yeah, I have.
And it just wasn't your thing?
I just kept getting, I love Joey, because who doesn't love Joey, right?
How you doing?
Exactly. And eating everything. That's me, don't touch my food. I'm gonna share. I know I've seen the whole thing, so I can talk about it, but I don't know.
You don't see the hype?
I really don't.
That's interesting.
Everybody was like, Ross and Rachel, and Ross just gets on my nerves.
Really?
He's so annoying. He's such a whiny little brat. I'm sorry. I know I'm insulting probably all your viewers right
now. No, you're good. You're good. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that? You talk about Joey. I feel like you're into the the tough kind of you don't like the wimp. Ross is like that.
He's such a wimp.
He's into dinosaurs and stuff.
I liked that part. Hello, Jeff Goldblum, Jurassic Park. Are we not aware that I'm?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You do love. I feel like everybody loves Jeff Goldblum. He just has I've
loved him since '96.
Since 96.
And I'm gonna be one of those people. Ill. That was cringy. Anyway.
You're good. Don't worry. But that's interesting. So you didn't like the whole Ross and Rachel thing.
No.
You didn't.
Okay, this is just me being me, but okay, I remember this one episode. I think she wanted to get a tattoo, and he's like, "No, I'm not letting you." I'm like, "They're not even. No, why? You're not letting me?"
Oh,
Remember that? I think it was her and Lisa Kudrow. Phoebe.
Oh, Phoebe.
Yeah. And she tricked her into getting it, but then Rachel never got it, or Oops, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
But then he got mad. He didn't want her to get the tattoo.
That's so funny. So you're like,
yeah, like who even are you? Like why?
That's so funny. Yeah. So you didn't like for example, like the pivot episode, you know, the classic pivot, or like.
I mean, that makes me laugh. It's not that I hated it, but I don't know. I just there was some stuff. Okay, like when they would make fun of. Like when, you know, they go back in time and Monica is heavy set.
Oh,
I was like, why are they being mean to her? Like,
I grew up with Monica. If you didn't eat fast, you didn't eat.
Yeah, I was like, that is not even funny. Like, I was like, why? You know, that kind of stuff. But,
okay.
And then, like, I guess Chandler being, like, super homophobic. Because I was like, why are you like this? Who like... Stop. Bye.
Yeah, so it's like jokes that you didn't click. It didn't click.
And I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna tell you that I hate the show, but I wouldn't like binge watch it like I do like The Office or How I Met Your Mother.
Right.
And stuff like.
Yeah, The Office is great too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
With Friends, Friends, like I love it. Like my mom watches it all the time. Don't worry, I'm not insulted. And my mom, like, she watches it. Like they give it every day. Like really? on TBS or something. It's like every day, like that morning to like afternoon period.
No way.
Like so. I'll get up or whatever if we're having like breakfast or something and like they're giving it and I laugh every time. I catch myself laughing.
Like laughing?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean.
And there definitely is jokes. Like I know what you're talking about. There is jokes that like at that time it was okay, but it would not fly now.
No,
like
not even.
Those Monica jokes. I grew up with Monica. I remember that one specifically because it's funny, but I was like, dude, that would not be okay.
It wouldn't be okay now.
I grew up with Monica. If you didn't eat fast, you wouldn't eat.
Oh, no. I was like, pobrecita. You know?
I was like, for me, I was like, oh, like that like flew back then, you know?
Oh my gosh, the 90s, everything.
It was brutal.
It was too much.
It was a free for all, you know? But I love Friends, and How I Met Your Mother for me was like, so Friends is probably up there. Okay. Obviously, like Friends, Office, and like How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. I haven't gotten around to seeing Parks and Rec. I know you saw that one.
Yeah.
You
love that one too, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that one's good.
I haven't seen it, but. Do you like it more than The Office, or is it different for you?
The only thing is Parks and Rec had a ending like The Office had a great ending, but the problem is when Steve Carell left, the show went down.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but Parks and Rec it just stayed strong all the way.
It stayed consistent to the end.
Yeah. And also it's the same creators from The Office.
I don't know if you knew this, but after The Office, they wanted to do like a spin-off with Dwight.
Yes, The Farm or something.
Yeah, and it didn't work, so they're like, oh, we got to get something else, and then they did Parks and Rec, which I think worked for the best.
Yeah.
Because Friends tried doing that with the Joey Show.
Oh yeah.
It was like 2 episodes or something,
it was
and
horrible.
Yeah, it was terrible. We saw some.
He came out where he did another show. I think it's actually called Episodes.
Oh yeah. I think that was a big hit for him.
Yeah.
Right. I think wasn't that a big show? The episodes.
It was. I don't know where you can watch it now. I
have no idea.
I don't know, and I actually just ran into it by mistake a couple of years ago. But he plays like, what's his real name again? Matthew. No,
Matt LeBlanc.
Matt LeBlanc or something like that.
So he plays like a fictional version of himself, of like Matt LeBlanc.
Oh, okay.
And they like reference like him being on like Friends and like his, you know, what is it? His castmates or whatever. And I think like Gunther was like the coffee shop dude, right?
Oh yeah,
he came out in one of them.
The weird one that's like in love with Rachel or something.
He's such a creeper.
I love it.
I liked it. I mean, it wasn't like you don't have like the studio recording in the background, but it was
interesting. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
I couldn't watch 30 Rock.
I couldn't get into it. I wanted to.
I tried, but I was like, I don't see the humor. No. Like I wasn't laughing.
No.
Yeah, I remember him he was watching it. I would, you know, like kind of watch a little bit of it. I was like, this doesn't feel like my type of like.
Because I love Tina Fey, so I just really thought, it's gonna be.
I like Tina Fey too. Yeah. I think her and Steve Carell and what's it?
Date
Night.
I think they're like, they're really good.
They're hilarious.
But yeah, that one I couldn't get into. But like that's true with sitcoms. A lot of sitcoms, it's hard to keep the same cast for so many years. Friends was able to do it.
Right.
Parks and Rec, like what you said, I haven't seen that one yet, but I've seen like episodes. I've seen, you know, The Office. I love The Office.
1,000%.
And I think when Steve Carell left, it was declining a little bit. I think it was still funny. It had funny moments, but
yeah, for sure.
I'm glad they ended it when they did. Yeah. And then the ending kind of made up for everything. The ending I thought was really good. Yeah. Yeah. The ending hit me like so hard when
Michael, you came.
That's yeah. Like, that was or what's his name? Ed Helms, that he plays the Nard dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The famous line, you know, I wish we knew we were in the good old days before you actually left them.
I'm not the type to tear up, especially at the office. But
so
I'm like,
sad.
I'm not crying.
Yeah, because I finished that show around the time when I graduated high school and everything. Yes, and it was this whole transition period. I was like, oh,
that's when it
that
ended.
Hurt. Yeah, that hurt. And so I love the ending for that. But like a lot of shows, for example, I've seen like That 70s Show.
Yes,
I liked it.
I liked it.
But that one declined so hard after like season 5.
I didn't see it enough to like really get into detail. It was around when I was in high school, so I would watch it every now and then. But back then, it's not like we had Netflix, or maybe we did. But
that's right, because
like,
it was
like
just
weekly. Like what you saw on TV.
That's
you know,
right.
So I would either get it or not. But I did see it. I guess not enough to be like really get into.
Did you see it from like beginning to end?
No. I think I can't remember when I stopped. Like I don't remember Mila Kunis. Jackie was her name, right?
Jackie.
And Fez getting together. And I know that they did. Well, spoiler alert, I guess.
Spoiler. Do they?
Do they? See, maybe I'm completely
you mean
wrong.
Hyde.
Was it him?
The
curly hair.
Yes, him,
okay.
yeah.
Wait, she never gets with Fez?
No.
Okay, so you see, I'm not a reliable
source. Liar. No, Fez, I don't know. Yeah, the show kind of goes in this whole route, but the first 5 seasons I think were great. Okay. Season 5 like peaked because I saw it from beginning to end on Netflix.
Nice.
So season 5 was peak. I was like, oh my god, this show is so funny. I love this show.
Right.
And then after season 5, they had to recast the sister. I don't know if you remember the sister.
I don't remember. See, after that,
what's his name? Eric Foreman. Topher Grace.
Oh yeah, the main kid. Yes.
Eric Foreman, his sister in the show, who's like very like, you know, kind of like weird and kind of like slutty or whatever, right? But like this whatever. But like that's what the show was leading on, right? And then like at the end of season 5, it ended like in such a good cliffhanger of like Fez was gonna get married with her so he can get like citizenship.
Okay, I did not.
Yeah,
see
so
that.
It was like this whole thing. It was so good. I remember he was watching it with me. He was like this is really funny.
Right.
But then they had to recast the sister because she was having like drug issues or something like that. And then that's when Eric Foreman left and Ashton Kutcher left because they were both getting...
See, I didn't even know that they left.
Yeah. Ashton Kutcher, he was getting too big at the time. He was already doing all these movies.
Right.
Eric Foreman, I think he just wanted to go into movies. Right. And then he kind of just left. The way it seemed for me, it was kind of like a douchey vibe because even in the finale, I was hoping the series finale, he came back. He was in it for like 3 minutes.
No.
He showed up at the end and that was it.
No way. That's...
So I was like, the show just did not even the ending. Yeah, not even the ending made up for it.
Oh my god.
So that was like 3-4 seasons of just
downhill.
No Eric Foreman, no Ashton Kutcher. It was like Hyde and
Donna.
It was and Donna. Yeah, very weird.
That's man.
So
that sucks.
70 show is like kind of like down there because of
Gotcha.
that. But How I Met Your Mother.
Historical references because it's like in the 70s. So. You know, of course, a history teacher, right?
Yes.
So when the dad, because wasn't he like he was a vet,
he was a vet, yeah. So he's super like strict. He was so funny.
And all his references of like, I think it was the Korean War or something.
Damn it, kitty, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he was so funny. Again, like it was funny, but it just, they lost the you know, that's what we were talking about, like Parks and Rec kept with it.
They did.
Friends,
totally.
Even How I Met Your Mother. But How I Met Your Mother, they just decided to take what was so great. If the ending just hit it where I thought it was gonna hit.
Exactly.
It would have been like I was telling him. We talked about on the podcast, like right above Friends for me.
Because
I think Friends had a great ending.
Yeah.
You know, it was a nice end. It was a satisfying ending.
Right.
They didn't do anything out of
nothing insane.
Like How I Met Your Mother, where I remember the last 2 episodes. I was like, what is going on here?
Yes.
It felt like a nightmare. I was like,
it
what?
really did. Because I mean, I love the show. It's still for me. It's one of my top shows, right? And the way I see it, I always wanted Barney and Robin together. Like
it made sense.
It made sense because they're like kind of the same person, but not really. And in real life, 2 people like that probably wouldn't end up together. But even less, somebody like Ted and Robin.
You hate Ted, right? Like
yes.
as a
my god. I mean, I love
him, but I feel like since what you said about Ross, I'm like, oh, she must hate Ted.
Yes. Like, don't get me started. I mean, I felt bad for him, like in some, I can't remember the season. It was probably season 8. I can't remember the name of the episode, but I think he was imagining something the whole time, but they were going to like robots versus alien. Wait, what is it?
Robots versus humans wrestlers or something.
Yeah,
wrestlers.
There we go. And then it was like future Ted, future Barney, and it was like 20 years ago. Like they all come together, and then like he's imagining the whole time, and he's there alone because everybody else is like in their life,
yeah,
like
very
Barney
sad.
and Robin, or you know,
he was at the bar alone, right?
He was at the bar alone, and then like. That episode for me was like, okay, but like then he's like, if I knew your mom at that time, I'll spend like extra
those
10
40
minutes,
extra days,
or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, bye.
Fine. I like him a little bit.
Fine, Ted.
That's so funny. Yeah. No, I love Ted's character. I love Ted's character. Yeah. But I kind of figured, I was like, okay, she didn't like Ross because I love Ross. A lot of people like they compare me to like Ross.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so sorry, and I just like
no. I'm not. But like, you know, and I think Ross is like really funny, or like Ted. Yeah. But it's funny because like I can see like what you're talking about, and then obviously like what we were talking about earlier, like with Arnie and stuff. He's like this black belt and this and that,
and he's like the nicest guy. Because I remember when you guys met him, they're like, you guys asked me, is he in the military? Is he a cop? I'm like, why? They're like, miss, he doesn't like us.
Especially with the sunglasses on.
And
it's
I'm
over.
Like, I wish I looked like that. I want to scare you just by standing there.
That's so funny. Yeah.
But he's like the nicest guy.
He really is.
He really is.
He really is. I remember the few times I talked to him, he's just very like, yeah.
Yeah, he's so chill.
So what do you do?
Yeah.
You know? Like, you're such a big man.
Yeah, I know. And like, we were just saying this, like, such a big dude, right? And then we have a daughter now, so...
That's it.
We'll play dolls with Zoe when she's our boss. It's what she says. And if she says, Daddy, you're going to play dolls with me, well then...
All right, I guess I am.
You know, that's what I'm gonna do.
Does he watch these shows with you?
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. Like he has his own shows that he watches because he also like
Sons of Anarchy. Yeah. Weapons overload. How to survive an apocalypse.
Like, Walking Dead. But you wanna laugh? You wanna laugh? You know what he watch? He likes anime stuff.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, look, that's what I'm wearing.
Cool.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about that.
Dude, I feel like this already. I never met him, but
to come on the podcast.
Yeah, he's gonna come on the podcast.
You know what? I'm gonna tell him that he will. He's a superhero geek. Well, I shouldn't call him a. Well, yeah, I love him. He's a geek. I'm a geek.
That's
too.
a compliment nowadays.
Such a big compliment.
Yeah. Back then, you'll be a virgin, but now it's fine.
We live in different times.
Yeah.
Dude, he loves comic books. Like,
oh, okay.
9, yeah.
Oh yeah. If he ever
That's
wants
how I
to
got
come
into
on.
comics because of him. To be honest.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. So anime and everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know anything about anime, so.
That's funny. Yeah, yeah. Because he's watching a lot more than I am. Because I take too long.
I watch a lot of anime.
I take too long to watch shows, especially like animes. But yeah, I've been watching some animes as well. I try to watch a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And that's so funny.
Yeah,
that's so funny. So he'll watch with you, like, you know, like the sitcoms
How I
or
Met
like
Your Mother. He loves it. Like
Does
we
he?
both laugh, like, you know, like actual laughing, you know, like
it's a good time.
Bro, I love it. And The Office. Oh my gosh. That's on repeat. Like it's always The Office or How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
like,
those two are great. Does he feel the same about Friends as you, or did he?
Yeah, I don't think he cared for it much.
No,
either.
right?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some people, if you don't like Ross, you're not gonna like the show because a lot of people have issues with Ross and saying he's very like controlling or
right. Yeah.
this and that because there's like
I have issues like that with How I Met Your Mother. Like there's times like with certain characters, which we'll get into now. Okay. But yeah, like the one I don't know. I love the peak like Friends for me was like with Ross and Rachel about the letter.
Oh, the 18 page letter.
That to me is like I love that. Every time they give it on TV, I am watching that episode. Like,
oh my gosh,
he's like,
he falls asleep.
Yes. And then when they're arguing, and then he's like, I fell asleep, and she's like, you fell asleep. And then she's like, oh, good luck trying to go to bed at night knowing that you're not going to be with me or something. He's like, don't worry about me sleeping. I still have your letter. And then he walks out. That Ross, he makes me like cry.
Yeah, I mean,
he's so funny.
But
I understand the like, you know.
Yeah, I don't know what to even like, or why. It's just it never really. I never cared too much.
It's just preference. You know? Yeah, it's a preference. So. Like, you know who kind of like at times rubs me the wrong way is Robin in How I Met Your Mother. Believe it or not.
No way.
Yeah,
and I love her.
That's so this is like my counter here because you
she
love
came
Robin.
I'm bitchy at times. Like very like you have like no heart. It's like damn.
But I think that's probably why I like her.
Yeah, that's probably why.
But like I get it. I just think that, you know, she was set in her ways, and I think Ted. And her too, because they both were, we'll get together and we'll see what happens. But she was very clear, like, I don't want to get married, no kids, whatever. And he was like, I want 17 children. Or like,
and I understood that. So when they called it off, like, what was it, season 2 or 3-ish?
Yeah.
Something
at the end of season 2, like when Barney and Lily Marshall and Lily get married.
I love Marshall. Lily's my favorite character.
They're so cute.
Yeah,
they're so
awesome.
cute. Yeah.
But like Robin and Tail's like, okay, I get it. Right. Like at that time, I didn't dislike her. I was like, oh yeah, I get it. She's just very like, that's her character. She's a strong character. Right. I was like, okay. But it was later on during the show, I was like, ooh, I'm kind of not liking you right now a little bit. Because a lot of the things that Ted was like offering to her and he was there for her, she was starting to do those things, but with like other people. And I was like, oh, wait a second. But what about
like Ted?
Yeah. But what about Ted? He offered those things.
Yeah,
you know?
No, you're right.
But then when he would kind of like come around again or something, because, he always loved her and this and that. But then with him, it was very like, oh, I don't know, Ted. But then like, and there was different examples where I was like, oh, I don't know if I like that. I don't know,
I get it. I just also think like her character was the youngest one too. So I think when the show starts, they're like 28. She was like 25, 24. So I think everything plays into it. And, I almost knocked down the Hulk. But I get it. Like, I like Ted. It's not that I don't like him, but I'm just like, he falls in love so quickly. Like,
he's not your type of like character where it's like,
But I also want to hug him like a sad puppy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel bad for you.
You do. Like, I think, what's his name? I forgot the actor's name. I forgot his name. Who plays Ted?
Josh was something.
Reiner?
Something along those lines. Yeah, but
Radner.
he does. Radner.
Yes.
He does so good.
He's a great actor.
He does so good in that show. Yeah. Like those scenes, like in How I Met Your Mother, when you want to feel.
Oh my gosh.
To bring out your emotions.
Yes.
Right. I'm like, is this even a sitcom anymore?
It was like mini independent movies. Like I loved like mini films. Yeah. I love that. Like when Ted gets in the accident, but really he's just like, a scratch. Remember, I think it's season 5 or 4. He was already dating Stella. That he gets in a cab and then the cab gets into an accident. But before they show that it was not a big deal, they have like this, oh my gosh, who are these Radiohead song playing? And it's like all dramatic.
Yes.
And then he's there like eating Jell-O,
Yeah, he's like fine.
But like up until it got to the point, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, what I love about the show is like the overarching narrative of it, right? Like it's this is why I dislike the ending so much, because the show is called How I Met Your Mother. The whole show is this narrative arc of how he met her, right, and all this. And I loved it. I love that.
Absolutely.
If you have to pay attention to it, because what happened 5 episodes ago? Pay attention to that, because that's gonna matter later on.
That happened to me because I've seen the show twice.
Yeah, he saw it once.
I saw it when I saw it the first time. I was like 14, 15.
Okay.
So and then I was like, I was like, the ending, it didn't bother me the first time. I was like, okay, fine, I'll let it go.
Right.
And then when I was watching it again now with him, I was like, I see the little like foreshadowing of what's gonna happen. Like the first season, kind of like a lot. There's a lot of like little hints to how it's gonna end.
For sure.
It's just I think they casted too well the mom.
Oh,
I love her.
Have you seen the movie Palm Springs?
Yeah,
you did, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I love.
She's a great actress. I forgot her name, but she like has that.
She used to be in more things.
She's like a female Ted. It's
she
like
really
weird.
Is. She's awesome, and she. Oh my God, Andy Samberg.
He's so funny.
He's a really good actor too, by the way. Like he's not just a comedian.
I noticed that in Palm Springs.
Yes.
I was like, oh, he's good. He has the range. He's not just like that singing pop star funny
like
guy.
Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Hot Rod.
Or what is it? Lonely. I love the Lonely Island. The comedic Beastie Boys. Like they're the best.
Oh,
but his little rap.
The music group. Yeah.
Bro, they're
my God.
They're like Beastie Boys, but like.
They're so so funny. The songs are ridiculous.
They're hilarious. Come on.
What's the one that we laugh about? The I jizz.
Oh my God. We always laugh at like Shy Ronnie. That it looks like he's about to start rapping.
That's
he's like,
perfect.
Guys,
That's so good. Did you see the Pop Star movie?
Oh my God, yes.
So
yes.
Oh my God. Whoever wrote those songs.
I think it's them.
It must have been them.
Yeah.
The Bin Laden song, or like not gay, Hot Wings. Like,
oh my God,
that's too good.
They're hilarious.
They really are. And then like Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Him and her, they did so well. And
they really did.
When we watched that movie, I hadn't watched How I Met Your Mother yet. So in that
really?
Yeah. So when I saw her in that movie, I was like, who? like this. She's so good. She's really so charming.
Then I noticed her like because I seen the show before. It's like I knew who she was.
From the first like 10 minutes of the movie, I was like, I love this actress. Like she's amazing. So when she came out, I was loving How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. So there was a lot of hype. I was like, man. And my one concern while watching was, I really hope the mother's good. This is too much hype.
Yep.
This is too much hype. I was worried for the show. I was like, don't let me down.
Right.
And when I saw it was her, I was like, you got me.
Yep.
Like I was so happy.
I love her. She's in you're gonna kill me because I don't know the name, but it's on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm. I saw she's in another show. I don't know what it's called either, but
we kind of started watching it. We have to keep on, but it's kind of like a science fiction-y kind of, but science fiction in the sense of like very similar to Eternal Sunshine kind of science fiction.
Got you, yeah, very like
it's like my favorite.
That's
movie.
A great movie.
Yeah. So, but I haven't really started watching it. Just like 30 minutes or 15 minutes into the first episode. But it's good. It looks good.
She's great. She needs to be in more things, and like even in this show, like she kills it.
Yes.
So I was like, it frustrates. Like the ending is so much more like painful because
I cried. Like full disclosure, like I cried like an idiot because it's really uncomfortable for me. Like,
did Arnie watch it with you? Like the ending and stuff?
Yeah,
does he cry? Does he cry in shows? So he doesn't cry, right?
I mean,
does he cry?
Not for that.
The guy has a black belt. I don't think that guy.
He has like his gun strapped. So he doesn't. So he doesn't cry in movies or anything, right? I'm trying to get the inside scoop.
He doesn't cry for movies. Meanwhile, like I try to pretend that I don't, but
I only cried once. That was in King Kong.
The Peter Jackson one with Jack Black.
I cried in King Kong.
That was like 2005.
Because I love monkeys. Like even like no, but even like when I was a kid, like I had this thing with monkeys, like gorillas and all that.
Yeah,
so
he was young. He was young.
I was young. I was like, what year?
You born in 2000, so you were like 5, 6.
You were born in 2000. Oh Lord in heaven!
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. At work, when I check IDs, anybody that's under 2000, they're over 21. So
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like.
So when I see 2000, I'm like, wait, you're 21?
I know. 2000. I was 14 when you. Oh Lord. Okay. Now I'm giving away my age.
Yeah. So I cried in that one.
Yeah, he did cry because King Kong, he dies at the end.
Okay.
It's Beauty That Killed the Beast, like Kong. It's a great. You would love that
because
movie.
The movie because it's like it's their fault.
Yes.
It's their fucking fault.
Because like King Kong, he's not bad. Oh, watch it.
No, but tell me. It's fine. If you want to talk about it, I mean.
No, but like. So the ending, he cried because he has a.
He loves monkeys.
Yes.
Yeah, I love monkeys.
Yeah.
It's a very. You would like it actually.
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
It's a very emotional movie. The 2005 one.
I would not have ever guessed that.
Yeah, it came out in 2005. Peter Jackson did it. It's with Jack Black. Who else? Kyle Chandler. I don't know if you know Kyle Chandler, but
maybe I do.
Naomi Watts.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well she's in it. She's the main actress in it. So she's the one that builds the bond with the Kong, and it's such a sweet movie. It's a long movie. It's like 3 hours long.
Oh boy.
But it'll get the waterworks going. It's really good. Yeah. That he cried for that. He was like 5, 6 years old. He's like, why? In the theater, my mom was like, oh my God, we gotta go. He was like, well, no.
I don't mean to laugh at the fact that you cried.
No, I'm very
sorry when you were 5 years old.
I don't care. I was like, Toy Story 3, I was fighting it. I was like, don't fucking
Toy Story 3, I was depressed for like 3 days.
I know, that one was sad. And then the last, did you guys see part 4?
I liked it.
I really liked it.
I liked it. But I was like, I don't know. I think 3 ended perfect. I feel like 4 was not necessary.
You know why? Because like 3 ended, but it was like bittersweet. It's like, oh, but he has a new owner now. Right. Nice. You can leave it on a positive note, but this one, it's like,
now they're just like
Woody and Buzz are not together anymore. Like what?
Know.
I was like, this is so sad. Like, why did you get? Why? Yeah.
Like, why ruin a perfect ending? Yeah. Like, cause you already had the perfect ending.
And it's still a good ending. Like, it's a good epilogue. But I was like,
but still, it's like
it's not.
It doesn't leave you on a more positive note like Toy Story 3.
Right.
The gang is separated.
Yeah. That hurts. That hurts.
Yeah, I didn't.
The Toy Story 3. I remember the part when they're going to the fire pit. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
That was like really dark for like a Disney kid movie.
Toy Story 3, I didn't cry, but it left me very sad. I was sad for like 3 days.
But like a satisfied sad, right?
I was sad. I was just sad.
You were sad?
Yeah, maybe it was. I was just sad.
The toys got
Yeah, I don't think I would, like later on, like looking back, I was like, okay, like yeah, like that, you know, like you think about it in a positive note, but like for a while I was just sad. I was literally just sad. I was like, it reminded me of like, you know, Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2. I was like, like.
Well, you know, I remember when Toy Story 1 came out. I was like 9 years old or 10, I can't remember.
That's great.
And we went to see it. My mom took my sister and I to see it on Christmas Day because it came out Christmas Day. I think it was 1995.
Yeah.
So, and we went to see it and I loved it. And now my son, he's obsessed with Buzz and Woody. Like he's going to be 1.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he's obsessed.
How like it can stay around that long.
Yes. I thought it was kind of cute.
It's cool. It's very cool.
Up has a depressing beginning.
Oh my gosh. I know I just said 3 different times I don't cry, but then I just
I don't cry, but I cry.
But Up was pretty. I was like, wow.
But like the first 10 minutes,
that's.
I just think it reminds us of like all of our grandparents. Maybe it reminded me of my grandparents for sure, like 1,000%.
Yeah,
it was really sad.
It is.
And I love Monsters Inc. Well, my daughter's obsessed.
That was my favorite.
She's like, I'm Mike. She wants to be Mike Wazowski.
Monsters Inc. is my favorite. I love Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. is great.
It is. Mike and Sully. She's.
Pixar is just like great though. Like they, you know, like Coco was good.
Have you seen Soul? Did you watch Soul?
Oh yes, it was a great movie.
I actually like the ending.
You do or you don't?
No, I did.
He thought he should have stayed dead.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of happy that he.
I told him,
I get it.
like what I think is like I agree with him. Like it would have been more impactful because it's like as an adult movie, but since it's a kids movie, I was like, I get it
but
to show that there's another chance.
Like it would have been like the whole circle of life thing. Like okay, like his time was done, but now he helped this other new life start.
For an adult movie, I was like, okay, like I would.
But then again, they killed like Mufasa. So that was pretty dark.
But then, like, there's like from the lesson of that, you know.
You're right.
But like for the ending, like for it to be on that note, we're like, he didn't get to go back. For kids, I feel like that's dark. For an adult, it would make sense, but
for kids,
they have to remember it was a kid.
Fuck
movie.
them kids. I want dark
kids. They need to learn the hard way.
Yeah, learn the hard way. Okay.
Yeah, like I don't think. Yeah.
Well, Soul was good. I like Soul.
All the Pixar movies, huh?
Oh yeah, Soul was great. But every Pixar movie, I cannot tell you.
I gotta get ready.
No, Cars 2. Cars 2 was pretty bad.
It was bad. I don't think I've seen Cars 2.
Cars 2. I don't know what that was.
You can skip 2. You can watch like 1 and 3. Yeah.
1 and 3.
But I never got
third one.
Yeah.
Cars 2 was good. It's like the sequel to 1.
I never got into Cars either though. I never got into
Cars. I didn't really care.
Yeah, I never. All the other stuff.
I love WALL-E.
I have not seen WALL-E. You know why though? There's a roach in that movie, and I hate. Like I know it's a cartoon, but I can't even get through. I can't watch it because of that. I know I have like this really
like a phobia.
Like phobia is an understatement.
Oh my god! You know what I used to do? I used to scare people with fake roaches all the time. Wait, did I do that to you?
No, you were trying to, and I threatened you. Like possibly killing you.
That's right.
She'll lose her whole career to end you.
I will sacrifice my license as a teacher and murder you.
That's right. I still have those fake roaches. I think I have some in my car.
Please don't.
I won't bring them, but
never. Like I will die.
I used to do that. I did it
in the middle of your podcast.
I did it to my teachers. I think I was gonna do it to you.
I warned you.
I think I didn't. I was like, no, I won't. That's right. Well, yeah, that's right. So you were part of that.
Yeah.
I did it to Life Set. I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
I put it on the board. I just put it on the board. So when she was on the, you're like, oh, miss, what is that? And when she's like, what is that? It was just like a roach on the board.
I would have killed you.
Yeah.
After I like came back from the dead. Because when I would see that, I would have murdered you.
So yeah, so you have a phobia of cockroaches where you can't even watch them on.
I can't. TV. I know that's weird, and I should not admit that to like the internet.
Yeah, but he's not in the movie a lot though.
He's not. It's enough for me not to want to watch it though.
Yeah.
No, but WALL-E, I love WALL-E. Because that's like our future.
Really?
Basically.
But what?
Like we'll all be fat, lazy, robots do everything for us. You know.
Okay. I thought he was gonna go over like the robot computer takeover. Because is that what he is? He's a computer, right? A robot?
Yeah, he like cleans up the junk.
Yeah,
on the earth or something
he's
like
built
that.
to clean up.
I gotta rewatch it, but
pollution of the world.
It's probably on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, for
1,000%. Okay.
Well, I hope it is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Pixar movies. I'm always ready to just like hang in there and not cry.
Yeah, they're sad.
Coco's another one.
That one.
Like with when when the whole twist was like the dad was with him the whole time.
The music is great. Oh yeah, I love the music.
Like that one, I was like, all right.
Yeah. All right, Pixar.
Oh no, the other one was what's one when they're in their head, Inside Out.
Inside Out.
When the imaginary friend.
Oh yeah, that was a cheap shot.
I don't remember.
It's like because the imaginary friend, he falls into the pit where he's gone forever. Oh no! When I saw that, I was like, Pixar, fuck you. That's a low blow.
Because he was like, I'm done.
Yeah, because he's a funny, good character, but that's how Pixar.
How we all have to eventually let go of our imaginary friend.
Or
I still talk to him.
Well,
I still talk. Fuck it.
Is he in here with us? Or she? I don't
know. Who knows? 2021. I was gonna say 2020s. That's not anymore.
No, that's over. But
I feel like it's still 2020. But anyway,
yeah.
I digress.
Yeah, but no, like usually like the Pixar stuff makes me. But like How I Met Your Mother, like Friends, Friends. Right. I never like really got. The Office. The ending, like not even just the ending, like the Jim and Pam stuff.
Yeah,
that was very emotional.
Yes,
very emotional stuff.
And it's realistic.
Yes, because it's so well written.
Yes, because I mean, of course, we all love Jim and Pam. Like, who doesn't love?
So you like Jim, right?
Yeah.
I hate Jim and Pam.
What?
I can't stand them.
Oh, I was like,
can't stand that.
She should have stayed with Roy.
I hate
the abuser.
Roy. Yeah, I hate Roy.
I hate Roy. But like Jim, I like Jim.
He's great. Yeah. John Krasinski is great. He was here.
Yes, one of my former students met him at that pop-up thing that he did. That was Sunset Place.
Yes.
Wow. My sister, I'm like, this is
so
the
upset.
Perks that you used to have when she used to work at a local newspaper. You know, she would
get access to that stuff.
And we would go with her. I'm like, damn. I mean, I'm glad you have a great career, but like, I'm so selfish. I really wish you still had these perks.
I know. I had this internship a couple of years ago where they would do a lot of. It was for like marketing for movies and stuff.
Okay.
And they would do a lot of them there, like those press movies, like exactly what he did. So I met like I saw Tyler Perry, Jackie Chan.
Nice.
So I was like, damn it! Like I would have known about that, because it was the same place. Like, oh my god, that's Sunset Place. John Krasinski was there.
Dude,
I was like, where's Emily Blunt?
I know.
I love Emily Blunt.
I know. I love Emily Blunt.
She's beautiful. Like, and just a great actress too. He's a really good actor.
They're both them together.
They're
great.
like a perfect.
It's a power couple.
Match.
They're just perfect. Look at him. He's directing. She's in it.
I know.
Fighting the studio for money.
She's great.
She's great. Yeah.
They're great.
They're great.
I
agree.
Jim and Pam are great too.
They
though.
really are.
The wedding.
Oh my gosh, that's still one of my favorite episodes. And
when they're all dancing down
yes, you know what's cool? And How I Met Your Mother did this too. A lot of their spouses came out on the show. Like, I don't know if you knew this, but you know when Pam has the baby and she needs to, like, she's trying to feed the baby, and the specialist, like the doctor guy that helps her with, trying to nurse the child, that's her husband in real life.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. And in How I Met Your Mother,
Lily, right?
Well, all of their spouses, even Neil Patrick Harris, Scooter is
NPH's I saw, and I know like Lily's husband is the weird anchor guy.
Yeah, they're from Buffy, but that's like they were both from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, okay.
Or from Angel, or one of the. But I
had no idea.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, she's with him.
And then Robin's husband in real life, he's one of those guys that worked with Marshall and Barney, that they're like steak sauce or whatever.
Steak sauce. Steak sauce. Oh, they're so funny. That whole like steak sauce guy.
Yeah.
Like Brian Callen was in it too.
That's Joe Rogan's friend, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
the one that wasn't Joe Rogan's friend is Robin's husband in real life.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. The one I least expected was Lily and that guy. The
Scooter.
One,
no.
The anchor. I don't know his name in the show.
The super pervy anchor.
Exactly.
Something with an S.
Yeah, he's always trying to sleep with Robin. He's like, Robin, when are you gonna sleep with me? Yeah. That's so funny.
I know. Or when they're in the cruise ship, or his private yacht. It was some kind of Christmas party. That's when Kumar. I know that's not his name, but.
Oh, the therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're from Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
That's where I know him from. I totally know that's not his name, but that I forgot what. I don't know. He was just with a young intern, and like the way he talks is like sexual harassment suit. I'm like, you are so cringy. You are a big problem. Like, you know.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the ending. Let's talk about the ending because I feel like we just gotta rip off the Band-Aid.
Let's go.
So like, what bothers me the most is I love the idea, the concept of the last season being all about the wedding.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And the show, the whole show, it's convincing us why Ted and Robin just don't work to the point where she could even have kids.
Right.
After I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Like the show, I was like,
yeah,
it sucks. But I get it.
But
it wouldn't have worked out. Whatever.
Right. They wanted different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
They wanted different things. We're like trying to understand them. and then her and Barney made so much sense. Like they both had like this kind of like trauma with them, like personally, right? Like where like they kind of just they had like commitment issues
because of their fathers, right? Because for Robin, I think it's because her dad. I mean, he wasn't there for her, and like
he was kind of an ass.
He was an ass, wipe, an asshole or whatever. But and then Barney's dad he comes in the picture like late in life, so. You know, I think that dealt with a lot of why they had.
Which that was a great scene when he's trying to take the basketball court.
Oh, yeah. Yes. He hits
he doesn't know how to work the hammer.
That was a screwdriver. He just hits it.
He's just hitting it. That was so
good. That's me in the kitchen. If I try to cook anything, I'm like, what does this do? But yeah,
because it was such a powerful like scene. Like it's like really into it. Then you just get some things like
that was a very powerful scene. Yeah, it's very relatable, but you know,
it's great. Like it's like he's so good at playing like these characters.
He's a great actor.
He's such a great actor.
Yeah.
Have you seen him in Gone Girl?
Yes.
Like he does the same thing. It's like, dude, like
he's a great actor, and I think part of like the why it's funny is that they mentioned that they did this on purpose. That they made him, you know, he's gay in real life, but on the show,
like a womanizer,
a complete like womanizer.
But he does it so well.
He has such a good like presence.
Yes.
I think he's done Broadway before, right?
Yeah, he's been on Glee, and he did. Arnie saw this one too. Oh my God, a series of unfortunate events.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, the Netflix.
When you have a chance. Even Schmidt from New Girl is in that one, which I love New Girl. But
I've heard good things about that one.
You haven't seen it?
I've never seen it.
My
No.
God.
What the hell's New Girl?
That's
Zoe
you've seen
Deschanel.
clips of it, that they can kind of compare it to Friends.
They do.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Oh wait, the one is what's the
main? It's that actress that she has like she has like the light eyes. Yeah.
I have the.
Is she in WandaVision? Is the one from WandaVision?
No. She's not in WandaVision.
It's like the group of friends.
500 Days of Summer. She's some.
Her, yeah.
No, I got it confused with the other one.
No, but that one. Yeah, I've heard good things
she
about that
lives in a loft with 3 other dudes, and for some time with 4 guys, and it's just funny.
I think her name is Zoe something.
Zoe Deschanel. Like I have a huge girl crush on her. Like my daughter, my husband won't admit to this, but like I kind of named her.
Really?
I love her.
Kinda, just like.
Sorta.
That's so funny.
That's weird to admit.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I've heard it's good.
It's really good.
I've seen clips, but I think what bothers me is the fact that when there's no like audience laugh, it feels weird for me.
I love classic sitcoms like that.
It feels weird for me.
For me, it's kind of opposite. The only like sitcom with the recorded laugh or like live audience laugh that I like was okay with was How I Met Your Mother.
Really?
Well, I think sometimes it's just a little bit pushed, but I don't know.
I love it. I like both. Like, you know, I like that Office style. Then but I love a classic sitcom sometimes.
Well, I mean, I don't hate it. It's just I prefer like
I despise it.
Just kind of like that natural.
Right.
Like, I get you.
And New Girl, I remember it was actually because I love her, but I remember when it came out, I was probably in school and I was just too busy to get into it. Then I started teaching, and then you guys were the ones. Well, probably not you, but like my kids. You're like, Miss, you have to watch it because she's literally you. And then I watch it. I'm like, how big of a dork do you guys think?
Oh my God!
Because
like
she like sing talks. No, honestly, like I could see the resemblance. Like she trips over air. I trip. Like,
That's
I literally
so funny.
just stand there and I fall. Or like she sing talks and I do that to Zoe. I'm like, we're going to the party, or you know.
Yeah, little thing. Yeah, that would happen to me. Like with Ross, there's like
really?
I've heard that like, oh, and there's certain things like when he's like when Rachel's dating Joey, he's like, I'll make margaritas.
That's right.
I'm making fajitas. You know, like what is that? Like when I drink or something, or like if I'm like that's sometimes I was like, yeah, I guess.
One show I started watching, I haven't watched in a while, but Cheers.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, classic. Cheers. Yeah.
I'm on season 3.
Cheers is a good show. It's before my time. Like it's from the early 80s, but my dad would, watch it. At least I remember. I don't have many memories, but I remember that. And so New Girl, like, I don't know if you've heard of Sam and Diane, right? So Sam and Diane, it's 2 characters from Cheers. I think there's like a song that mentions them a few times.
Right.
And they have like they're the whole will they, won't they of the show. You know how there's always a will they, won't they? And
it's like the secret formula.
Yes, it's true though. It's what really just reels you
up. Yeah, it drives the show. It pushes it.
It really does. Like, and so they were like the will they, won't they? And he's very like, he's the bartender with like, he's not grumpy, but, kind of. And she's like this preppy, like, girl.
Yeah. I saw a few of the beginning episodes when he was
watching. But their chemistry is really good though. Like, because I'm on season 3 and they're like, the way they like they're like the way they
back
fight.
And forth.
They're back and forth. It's just so good.
Well, then you'll definitely like New Girl because Nick and Jess have been compared to Sam and Diane. They're the will they, won't they of the series. And then like he's a bartender, she's a teacher. Well, I guess that's another.
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy because Cheers.
Now it's like adding up.
Because when Cheers ended, they did the same thing because there's a character named Fraser.
Yeah.
They made the spin that won like 1,000 fucking Emmys.
Yeah, Fraser.
That one went a huge hit.
It's crazy how each show that's the formula. It's got to be the will they,
Yep.
And like and what I respected about How I Met Your Mother was that it was like, ways. Robin and Ted, right? But then it's
Robin
like
and Barney. It's like it went both ways.
Yes, it would kind of shift, and then it shifted the other way. It's like, okay, like so it wasn't as like because like with Friends, Ross and Rachel, that was it, like the whole show. The Joey storyline was weird.
Like 5 minutes.
They killed it real quick. They made it up with the episode where he gets drunk.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. Yes, I'm fine. I say that. Like, I'm fine. Like I can relate to that. So they made up for it with that, and then of course they end up together. Right. Stuff like, and it's great. I love the ending. Whatever. But like with How I Met Your Mother, I was like, okay, like, it's got to be Ted and Robin. Like the first few seasons, I'm like, it's got to be. Look at them, like they make so much sense.
Right.
But like it wasn't like the simple answer, and then it kind of like, what I like about it goes into more of like the life lessons of just what reality is.
Exactly.
Sometimes it just doesn't work, and there's some good lines like what she said about. Sometimes the chemistry's there, but the timing isn't. Timing's a bitch, So I was like, okay, like, I like this.
Yeah, no, it's very real. I really wanted her and Barney, like,
Me too.
Make it.
Me too.
They spent all this time convincing you, like, not even convincing because like,
you can say convincing. I would agree with you 100% on that. Yeah.
Because they got together, I think, for the first time in like season 3 or 4. It was like. Or maybe season 4. It's when they Sandcastles in the Sands. You remember like when they show that episode that I think like James Vanderbeek comes out and like that's when the first time
my god, those Robin solos, the music.
I love that so much.
What was the first song?
Let's go to the mall. Let's go to the mall, everybody. Okay.
It was so funny. But yeah, like I agree with you. Like most of the show is telling us why Robin and Ted won't work.
Right.
And we kind of come to terms with that later on in the show. And then you start falling for Barney and Robin. You start seeing why they work.
Right. And even though they work technically the way that they are, like I even think in real life they probably wouldn't even last. Mm-hmm. But they work a lot better than like Ted and Robin.
Yeah.
And then it's like all of this just so I don't want to spoil anything
yet. No, you can spoil it, at this point.
The freaking mother could be sick with a horrible disease, cancer, and she dies. And then...
when the show is called How I Met Your Mother, like, I her dying, I'm okay with.
I was fine. Because that can happen.
That's life.
Because that can happen. Right, and it was just him, like, telling the story of how he met his, like, how he met your mother.
Then to go back to Robin.
That's what I hated. Yeah, but that's what I hated.
Like, if you just take out that part... Yeah, it's fine
because it makes sense.
It's sad, but okay. But he's just like telling the story.
I still would have just loved for them not to kill her off.
Have you seen the second ending? Have you seen the second ending?
No.
There's a alternate ending.
Okay, you need to tell me about this.
So it basically the way it ends, it's like the same thing.
Okay.
It's like it's teasing Bonnie, Robin might go back, blah blah blah. But when they meet at the train, that's when the show ends.
Oh, I have seen that.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
By the way, that was one of my favorite episodes, season 8. Episode 1, the Farhampton, which is when they don't show her yet, But that's when he gets back. I can't stand Victoria. My husband always laughs at me.
The baker, right?
The baker. She's so like cringy.
Like, she was like, when she came back the second time around, she was like, yeah, she needs to go.
No, even the first time.
Even the first time?
Like, this is a moment leading to the other moment. I'm like,
yeah.
That was so bad. That was like horrible. I didn't mind Stella, you know?
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of a bitch, though.
No, she totally left him at the... Oh, no. That was like a bitchy move.
But I like their storyline, yeah.
And I don't know if you know of the show called Scrubs, but I used to love Scrubs.
I've heard of it.
I heard about Scrubs.
I heard that one's really popular.
I liked it. You either like love it or you don't, because I don't think it was like as, I don't want to say mainstream, but as big as like How I Met Your Mother.
For sure, yeah.
But it does have like a following. So, but it was, if you guys get into it,
I've heard about that one.
Another one is Reno.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! 911.
No, it's so funny.
That show is
I've seen like clips. Like I've seen like some episodes. I want to watch the full thing, but
I haven't seen the whole series.
Yeah, but that show is my god.
Oh
I was like, I was watching. I was literally crying.
Lieutenant Dan. No, that's Lieutenant Dan is Forrest Gump.
But yes, I know where.
You know where?
Yeah, I know where.
He comes out on How I Met Your Mother too.
Yeah.
He's a German. That
he's always playing. He's always playing some like weird guy.
Yeah, some
somewhere.
weird guy.
Yeah, but.
Yeah. I wasn't thrilled.
I wasn't, because I liked, and then like Ted's still being in love with her, right? And then he finally lets it go. He understands it, because then when he meets the mother,
I
right?
Her name, but it's Tracy, I think.
Yes.
TM were her same initials.
Yeah.
Remember on the yellow umbrella?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
I love all the little hints, but I hate that all those little hints, all that, and then you love the character so much. And then killing her off, I was like, okay, I guess it makes sense.
I don't like it, but it makes. I guess.
He's telling the kids, he's like reliving that for like telling the kids how he met her. Like, it makes sense, right? But then the show's called How I Met Your Mother, not How I Met Your Mother. Then she died, and I fell in love with Robin.
With Robin,
like if you know what I mean. And I feel like, because what we were reading up on was the writers of the show, the creators of the show, they had that ending set since the beginning.
That's what I read.
So. This feels like they started the show. The show took a life of its own. Right. Because once these actors come in and they embody the character, like it becomes a whole. It's not what you imagine.
Character development.
Yes,
right? And it goes.
You have to let it kind of flow its own way, like with Friends. And that way, originally with Friends, I don't know if you knew this. Monica was gonna hook up with Joey. It was with Joey, right?
Yeah.
It was going to be not her and Chandler, but her and Joey.
Oh, wow.
But the show had taken on, a couple seasons in. They were like, oh, you know what? Like, this wouldn't work. Let's do it with Chandler.
Oh, I did not know that.
And her and Chandler, I think, flow perfectly.
Yeah.
Joey wouldn't have made sense.
No.
So, like, that's a perfect example of, like, letting the show grow itself.
Right.
Here, I feel like the writers are so set on, it's going to be them at the end.
Right. No matter what happens.
Exactly. Because him and Robin getting together, that's a good ending for for a different show. Like,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if the mom, if she ends up becoming the mom or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Or if... I feel like you can't have your cake and eat it too.
No,
like, that's how I try to say it. Because it's like, you can't have them still be together, but then he still meets the mom. Right, it's too many things. I feel like
the mom was the love of his life, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, you go from that to... Not that Robin's any worse or whatever, but I don't...
We're already so detached from that already. You've had us so convinced.
Yes.
And then in 2 episodes to be like, so it's him with the trumpet again. Like, I was like, oh, come on.
Oh my, the blue French horn.
Yeah, the French horn, whatever I said.
Which was a cute little like insider
in the beginning.
But like, no, stop.
Not anymore. Like, we're over that already. Go away. Or like the same thing with Barney. I love his character development.
Right. Yes.
Where he gives up the game.
Matured.
He helped those kids. He's like, hey, take care of the game for me. Enjoy it with your friends.
Oh my gosh,
that episode was a great episode. And then he's gonna get married. This is it. And then to get a divorce, and he's back into the swing of things.
I see. That really upset me. And then, although I'll tell you, one of the scenes, like for me, that really did it was when he met his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
a great scene.
Yeah.
But again, it's another example of like, they have 2 good endings, but they wanted to use both instead of picking one.
Right. They wanted to use everything.
If you're gonna use him having a kid, then okay, have Robin end up with Ted, and Barney, what ends up changing him is having a daughter. But don't have him marry Robin, then that doesn't work. Then he has a daughter. then that changes him.
Right.
In 2 episodes. In 2 episodes.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was too much.
When we had a whole season.
Like, just, like, I was so excited for the wedding.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was great.
I wanted, yeah.
Because then that's where he meets, you know, his wife.
Yeah, his wife.
Everything.
And I'm telling you, like I was saying, my favorite episode, season 8, episode 1, I don't know if you remember, but it's like when Barney was engaged to the stripper, to Quinn, when he proposes to her.
I even liked their relationship was actually really good.
I wasn't mad at it either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of believable because he's, you know, crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know, that he gets rid of like all his past, supposedly like with Robin, because he don't want to tell Quinn that Robin and him were together. And that's when you realize, like, oh my God, you know, and I think they probably had already given away that. Remember, like, the season before, I think that Ted is summoned. He's the best man. And in one of the rooms, there's a groom, and it's Barney. And then in the other one, remember?
Yes.
So I think at that point, they had already given away that Barney's going to marry, you know, Robin.
Yeah.
But then it kind of confuses you because he's engaged to Quinn. But, like, I don't know why. Like, my favorite scene ever, like, it's nothing special. But he gives her, like, the key of like a storage, you know, and she goes in there.
He still had all the pictures.
And then like the Band of Horses song, The Funeral, is playing, and I'm like, oh my God, why?
It's so emotional.
And it's not even a big deal, but it's like with the song.
It's a sweet gesture
because really
I think they had said, oh yeah, we, you know, I don't have all my stuff of you or whatever, right. But then he actually does,
really did.
And it shows like that side of Barney, right? That's why I hated the ending so much, because it shows he has this thing for her, that's always there.
Right. And
because that was great. A lot of little hints throughout the show where it's like, oh, they have this thing for each other.
Yes.
You know?
And I think they were, I'm not going to tell you like the perfect couple, but I think they were.
For the show, I think, yeah.
You know?
I think it worked great because like they both had like their own like issues, but they both kind of understood it in a way.
Right. They're like imperfectly perfect.
Yeah.
I know it sounds super cheesy, but yeah.
I hated that. I hated all these different things happening. And I was like, and Robin was very unlikable for me towards the end when she didn't want to hang out with anyone because she was upset about Ted.
Yes.
I was like,
really? That's when I was like, well, I mean, you had your chance.
So many chances.
Because you could also tell Ted always loved her. Remember, it was that Christmas that she found out that she couldn't have kids.
Yeah.
And he like decorates their apartment full of like the lights and stuff. And, you know, he was just always there for her too. And it's like, you kind of like.
I love how we talk about the character, like if we're
there.
Yeah,
like, text,
but like, how are they doing? Yeah, that's so funny. But it's true though.
It feels like that almost, though, right?
It does. It's so funny. It's like we're their friends and we're talking about them or something.
I really wish Barney was my friend. Like he's so cool.
I love the intro to the show. It made me want to be their friend.
Yes.
You know, like the whole, just like the pictures and the intro of the show.
Oh, the song. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I want to be their friend.
Yeah. And I can't believe I haven't even talked to Jason Segel, like Marshall. He is like an amazing character. He's another actor that has so much range and depth, like in the stuff that he's done. Because he'll do like the typical like Judd Apatow stuff. Yeah. You know, like Freaks and Geeks. I don't know if you've seen it, but
I've heard of it.
Really, it's like with
like everyone, James Franco, like Seth Rogen or something.
Well, that's how they started. Like
everyone.
You know,
that's crazy.
So good, but he's done that. He did another movie.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh,
but that's like a comedy rom-com.
The Judd Apatow,
like,
you know. But I can't remember the name of the movie, but he plays a musician.
Oh, yes, that they're on the road.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't it with like Jesse Eisenberg?
Yes.
Oh, the end of the tour.
End of the tour.
There you go.
Yeah, and something. Yeah, but he's going on a tour.
Yes. And I think he like suffered from depression or something. Like, amazing.
Yeah.
Like he does such a great job, and you can see it also. Oh, when his dad dies in the show.
Yes. This show has so many things going on. It's like, oh my God.
I'm telling you, it was
I understand life now.
You're right? I'm like, thank you, How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. That's why the meme was so funny. Like, when you have all my life problems, like the Band-Aid with the...
Dude, but like, I escape into that show. Like, when I'm stressed out, I'll just put it on and it's like, oh, like... What stress?
Yeah, like, you don't have to take things so seriously. Yeah. Like, look, you see everything ends up okay or something. Exactly. Except that ending.
Except freaking ending.
That ending pissed me off.
I was not... It's been like, what... It ended in 2014.
Something like that, yeah.
It's been 7 years probably, and I'm still
and
mad.
Those ending choices are good, but they should have just stuck with one.
Right.
You know, I felt like the show was taking a life of its own. Then they're like, oh wait, I forgot, we have to stick with this ending. And then they just like did it.
That's exactly what happens.
And that you can't dedicate a whole season to the wedding and then have them get divorced the next episode. Literally, the wedding,
and divorce. They're divorced. I'm like, I just want to bask in like Barney and Robin, like, I don't know,
so bad.
Happiness.
I was like ready for the show to end. I was like, oh, this is gonna be what a beautiful, like, the wedding was great, everything is good. 2 episodes left, like there's gonna be such a nice ending. And then it went such like downhill. Robin didn't want to be friends with them, and like she was mad, and which was very selfish of her, because she was with all her relationships, when she quit her job for that other guy that screwed her over, and all. It sounds like we're gossiping about Friends again, but it's so funny, and like all those things, and Ted was always there for her, and then like. And he had to deal with it. Literally sounds like we're gossiping. This is so funny.
Literally, I know. Or when she. I just hit.
You're good.
That's how mad I got. No. When she when her and Ted break up, that she goes to Argentina.
Oh, he comes back.
And she just comes
Enrique
back
Iglesias.
with. Yes, Ted just had to deal with that.
What a douchey move,
right?
No, but I understood it. Like when she talked about it, like, I was just trying to get over you, right? Whatever.
Okay, at that point,
I still would have been.
But
like,
then, like, you know, you can't be around when at least he found the love of his life. You found a rebound. Like, be happy for him. Like, you know, compared to like how she acted.
For sure, yeah, for sure. Because he was always like, you know, and then she multiple times, like, she did things that she wouldn't do for Ted.
Right.
You know, like with her job. Oh, but Ted, this is my job. This is my career.
I'm so mad.
You know.
And then like for some dude.
For that anchor guy, though.
Yeah, he went to Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah. He ended up taking the job. He took it.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. So then for her it was very out of character, where I was like, so she's going to be mad at him because he's moved on, but like he was there for you all those times that you did things that you would never even do for him.
Yep.
You know? So that made me dislike her a little bit.
Yeah, well, no, I get you.
When
just the episodes in general, because it was very out of character. I was like, this doesn't feel. No, doesn't feel. It felt like a nightmare. It felt like it felt so out of place.
Right.
Or when they're having like that dinner and there's like that ring in the champagne.
Oh.
She started like freaking out, and Ted was like, "What the fuck?"
No, he's like, "What?" He's so funny. Like, there's so many good moments.
Yes.
With him, like, I love the scene when he's his first day in class and he forgot how to spell professor.
Oh my gosh, that was me. Like, oh my gosh, I related to that.
Really?
There'll be a time. That's why I just stuck to PowerPoint sometimes, bro. Because like,
little autocorrect, you leave it, you put it up, you don't have to write anything.
Like, I'll be writing something and then like would misspell a word because I'm going fast or whatever.
You just have those brain farts sometimes, yeah.
And my kids are like, "Miss you." I'm like, "This is history." Like, I have to bust out one of those.
Detention.
Miss, that's not how you spell it. I say how you spell it. I don't.
My class, my rules. All right.
Like that's in the Key and Peele with the teacher.
Oh my God,
Aaron.
Aaron. I think I'm adding like
this. D nice.
That's so funny. That's so funny. And like when he's spelling it, and he's like, "Oh my God!" And he looks at the girl, and the girl's like,
"No."
And he's like, and she's like,
I can so relate to that. Totally.
That's so funny. So that's happened to you before.
More than so it should happen to a teacher.
You're like, Miss, that's not. Shut up. That's so.
That's what I say.
That's so good. Like, I don't know, so many things, and like you know, like, oh, she was in the class for that.
Yeah.
And she found that really funny or something like that.
I thought that was so cute. That little insight.
Again, so well done. Everything was so. They had it just perfectly. It was like a perfectly marinated steak. Yes. It's just there, ready to get cooked and eat it.
Shat on it.
And then someone just, you know, they overcooked it.
There you go.
They overcooked it.
They did. It was not. I will still love that show forever and ever and ever. I'm even like, I'm not gonna lie, a little excited about the reboot. Not the reboot,
I am too.
But like
the spinoff.
The spinoff.
Not really. I'm not
Like,
really.
honestly, even if it sucks, I'm gonna watch it because like I just liked it that much, and I like Hilary Duff.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And you know why I'm more optimistic about it than I usually would be with all these shows, because a lot of these spin-offs they usually don't do well. I know, like, I never seen Will and Grace, but my mom used to watch it all the time.
Yeah,
they did a spin-off, or like they brought it back. I heard it was terrible.
I heard the same thing.
Yeah, or
no, it was bad.
Yeah, or
it was just like, why do it? Like,
I was excited about it, but
I heard it wasn't good. Yeah. A lot of these shows that they try to bring back are movies. They try to bring back, it never works, right?
Right.
But with Hilary Duff, they tried bringing back her Lizzie McGuire show.
Right.
And apparently she wasn't, what I like about her, she didn't let money drive her, right?
Right.
And I respect that because Disney, apparently her vision of the show and Disney wasn't different. And she was like, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. And she didn't want to hurt the show for what it was.
Of course.
And she backed out. And I'm sure she turned down a lot of money for that. So I respect that. So if she's doing this show, I feel like she has like a good mindset on what she wants.
And I think it's going to be like a spinoff, but definitely with a mind of its own. Like, I don't even know. I almost hope that you'll see maybe a character or two, but probably not even that. Because from what I was reading, it's going to be, obviously, she's telling her kids how she met her dad. Mm-hmm. But like, when it was the original show, like How I Met Your Mother, it was like dating life in like the early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I was a teenager, but, you know, whatever. Dating life in the early 2000s, I guess, at bars or whatever. They said that now it's going to be dating life in, like, the 2020s.
Which makes sense, yeah.
I guess a lot of, like, again, I don't know about dating life in 2020s because I'm... but a lot of...
happily married.
Yes. That's my dating life. Arnie is my dating life. But they said that they're going to, like, bring in all that, the apps or whatever.
Which makes sense. You have to because that's, like, that's what it is now. It is what it is.
Yeah, the Instagram, Twitter.
I've had, you know, I have friends who... Well, they're taken now, but like a few years ago, they were in the dating life. And, you know, I'd hear stories and I'm like, I'm sorry.
It's hard out there.
I mean, I could imagine so, you know.
Society's very different now. It's very different.
I mean, again, when I started dating Arnie in like 2010, so go figure. So I was like 24 years old. So it was a very different time back then than it is now. So.
Yeah, because like the internet, like it was there, but it didn't. Yeah,
and I didn't even like
effect like right now.
Touch that, like, you know, in terms of like dating or nothing like that. I mean, yeah. So I met him at work. It was like not even. I didn't have to go anywhere. He was
That's
IT.
So funny. Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you?
Yeah,
now we're talking about dating life. I remember you told me this story that I always tell my family about it. Didn't The Rock hit on you?
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Arnie loves this story. No, I'm kidding.
He's like, yeah, I got her rock.
Screw you.
I'm her rock.
So, I mean, oh God. Okay. So it was.
Yes, please tell us.
I was 18 years old. So it was a while ago. So
it was close. If he was 17, Rock is canceled.
What? No. I mean, and he's. Well, back then he wasn't
like
even
WWE days.
Yeah. Well, he was like starting to transition. He had hair.
So like, we're talking way back.
You know? Way back. But I think he was starting to transition.
Like from football to WWE. No.
I'm not that old, bro.
No, I don't know. I don't know how old. I don't know when he did the football.
Into movies. Like he was going from WWE into movies, like
early
super early,
movies,
like
right.
He was doing like those Disney movies or the Scorpion like, or the whatever that was.
Scorpion King. Did you see him with long hair? If he hit on you with the long hair,
I wouldn't. Oh man, if Dwayne Johnson ever, because I know you've been on a movie with him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we go way back. Me and The Rock.
I know you guys
I won't
are
tell
like
him anything.
Close.
Yeah, but
you promise the next time you see each other, you won't.
Yeah. He's like, what hurt? From what he's told me, he's still in love with you.
I mean, I had to break it off easily. I was like, Arnie. No, I'm kidding.
He's hurt. He's still hurt.
Oh God, no. This is so. It was So I have my cousins. Her husband worked for like the Dolphins for a very long time. Like he was a manager of, I'm gonna say the wrong thing because I can't remember. It was like a very long time ago, and they were really good friends. I can't remember from where, but like he would go with his daughter, the oldest daughter, and his mom, like to like my cousin's kids' birthday parties. Right?
Interesting.
Yeah, mind you.
So that was like
a long time ago. My cousin's kids are like in their 20s now, where one of them is a teenager, the other one's in school, like in college. So that was a very long. I was 18 and I'm, in my 30s now. I'm 35 now. So that was a while back. But God. So it was so.
Oh, Rock.
It was in the in some science museum. It was a birthday party, and then like he came in, and then I had a friend who was like obsessed with him, right? So I never. I know I'm gonna be like canceled now, but I didn't get the appeal.
I know a lot of people that don't. Some people,
if it's like body is toned, so that's cool, but I'm not even in like, ooh, it's just if a girl had a toned body, I'll be like, good for you too, like,
right,
but I'm trying to be as politically correct as possible.
You're good, don't worry.
I didn't.
We've said worse things here, so
there you go.
You're okay.
I didn't get the appeal, but he was also married at the time. See, this is how like TMZ is gonna come.
They're gonna clip you. No, you're good. You're good. No. I don't even think he's married with her anymore.
No,
I think he's married to somebody else now.
Yeah.
Like there was a reason why they got divorced. We'll leave it at that.
Exactly. And she's in her 50s, and her husband is my age, so she's well off too.
Oh,
like the first wife or one of the, I don't know. But yeah, so like I go into the restroom to call my friends, like, oh my God, guess who's here? Because like she's like super, or was like super into him. And then when I come out of the restroom, there's like girls' restroom, water fountain, guys' restroom, and he's like standing by the water fountain. I'm on the phone,
and she's telling you how like he's
and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta, like whatever. And it was like a flip phone, like it's and then like he came up to me and oh my gosh, like he was just like talking to me or whatever, like, how do you know these people? I'm like, oh, they're my cousins, whatever. So he asked if we could keep in touch, and I said, no, you're married. I know. It's stupid, but that's what happens. And you have to understand, since I was young, I've been like, no, that's not gonna fly.
Just very, yeah.
Are you sure it's The Rock? Were you sure? Because it reminds you of Game Night.
Oh my God, have you seen Game Night?
No.
Oh, you
with
never
Jason
seen
Bateman?
Game Night?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you have to watch that.
You will love that movie. That movie is funny.
For
with
real?
Jason Bateman. You know Jason Bateman, right?
Yeah. Arrested Development.
And Rachel
McAdams.
Oh, yeah, Rachel McAdams.
I love her. Yeah, she's great. Her. Yeah, they're good in it. It's really funny. But there's a story in that movie where the girlfriend, she's telling the story like, oh my God, no, like Denzel Washington asked me out one time or something.
No. She had sex with Denzel Washington.
Had sex with Denzel. And then when she's telling him the story, he's like, baby, that's not Denzel. And when she goes, like, she remembers.
No, because she has the picture.
And she shows him the picture.
He's like, baby.
And he's like, baby, that's not Denzel. She's like, what? And the guy, she said, oh, you're Denzel. And the guy went along with it. And he was like, yeah. And then, like, he ended up having sex with her. And she found out, like, it wasn't Denzel Washington.
No, well, that definitely did not happen. Well, no. I mean,
it's a funny movie.
Could have been an impersonator of the... No,
The Rock stands out. The Rock stands out.
The Rock.
That kind of reminds me of like, well, you guys haven't seen New Girl, but something very similar on New Girl. There's this character called Schmidt, and he's like this, at the beginning of the show, like this super douchey like guy. Like he says things like bro juice. Like,
right.
Okay, like
steak sauce.
Yeah.
Like that guy.
Yeah. And like super douchey. And he'll be like, where am I driving moccasins? Like that kind of, and they have like a douche jar where he has to put $1 every time he says something douchey. But like there's an episode that, without giving, you guys haven't seen it, so not to give too much away, but there's like 2 will they won't they's in the show. The main is Jess and Nick, which is Zoe Deschanel, and like Jack or Jake Johnson, which is the guy that plays Nick. And then the other one is Cece and Schmidt, which Cece is Zoe's best friend, whatever. And then in this particular episode, him and Cece break up one of the times, but they're gonna have like a party, like a Halloween party on the loft. And then they tell him, hey, you're kind of killing the vibe. Do you mind like not like being around at this party? Because Cece's gonna come, and he's like, in my house, whatever. But then they reveal that ever since he was younger, the mom would like try to convince him to do things by like writing him a letter from Michael Keaton.
Oh,
the Batman. Yeah,
the Batman. Yeah. He's
like,
funny too.
He's hilarious because his dad wasn't around the whole night. So like whenever he had to do something, she would like write a letter from Michael Keaton. So then like they get into the I guess eventually it switches into emails, and he still had like an AOL email.
Like, wait a second,
bro. And then they started like emailing him or whatever, so they completely catfished him, and then all of a sudden he's like, I spoke with a friend, I don't want to alarm you guys, but it's Michael Keaton.
My God.
And he's like, and he he tries to be like, he listens to Michael Keaton, and then
that's so funny.
Whatever, it's just anyway.
How many seasons is that show?
Seven seasons.
Okay. 25 seasons.
Yeah, it's just my entire life. No,
that's so
it's
funny.
It's a great show. I liked it. It was good. I really think you guys would like. It has that kind of like humor that I think you like. I don't want to say it's like just how like How I Met Your Mother humor, but I don't know. It's
like a good humor. Yeah. Because I heard with that show, I saw like a TikTok of the actor. I forgot one of the friends. I'm not sure which one it is.
Okay.
I haven't seen the show, but he was talking about the studio, how because apparently the show like the studio wanted to end the show.
Yeah.
I don't know if the ending is like does the ending feel abrupt or anything?
The way they wrote it, so the season before the last, which is the one that they didn't know if it was gonna end or not, or have one more season, they ended it okay. Like, I mean, Jess and Nick ended together, right?
Right.
So, you see it for like 5 seconds, but they end together. So if it would have ended there, you're like, okay, I want to see more, but I'm happy.
Right.
But then like the last season, it was like 8 episodes.
That sounds right. Yeah, because with what he was saying.
That's what he was saying, right?
Because he was saying something about the studio. Apparently, like they weren't happy about the ratings or something at the time of TV. Right. I guess when the show was going on, and then the actors were like, "What do you mean? No, there's a fan base there. Trust us." Like, yeah. And the thing is, I guess what happened was, so they wrapped up the show, but I guess the show got way bigger when it was on the streaming platforms. Because a lot of these shows get way bigger. They go huge when they go on streaming. Because people can binge it, it's there.
Right.
And I guess that's what happened with New Girl, because I've seen, everybody loves that show.
Yeah.
And that's what, the actors were saying at the time. They're like, no, like there's people here for this. Let's not do that.
Right.
And maybe that's why I think they did the last season of eight episodes to try to give a little extra.
Right.
I don't know what happens, but from what I'm hearing and what you're saying, it sounds like
I was happy with it.
Yeah, right.
And they're saying that they might do like one of those, how everybody just did like a reunion episode, like Parks and Rec did one. So I'm like, I really hope it's not one of those Zoom ones, but I'll be okay with it.
Zoom ones. Yeah, like Friends is doing a reunion, but it's not an episode. They're just kind of like hanging out,
reminiscing.
Which I like that better because you can't expect these actors to come so many years later and just come back as the role.
No,
it's not gonna. And then
no.
The humor's different now. Humor's very hit or miss. So
right. And even like Steve Carell, he was saying, because
I agree with him 100%.
But I like The Office, but he was saying that a lot of the humor probably wouldn't fly now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with him 100%. Yeah, and that's just so funny.
I mean, season 1 when
the cookie. Oh my
god. Oh my god.
She just slaps him.
Yes. I was kind of like, yes, Kelly, slap the shit out of him.
Yeah, right. And that's okay. Like, slap him. And then it kind of shows like what I love about how he handled like Michael Scott is like. Because the difference between now and the UK version was Ricky Gervais.
I think that's his last name. Yeah, I like him, but
he's brutal. That guy, I love like his speech at the Oscars or Golden Globes.
Like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, like the Epstein stuff. Oh, total. I mean, I loved it.
He was just a straight shooter.
He can take my money anytime. But like his version, from what I've seen, he wasn't likable in the UK office. Something about he was just a dick. He was just like an asshole, right? So like there wasn't like
a funny element.
You couldn't like him.
Yeah.
The character has to be likable. And they were saying what Steve Carell, what he brought to it was he would do assholey things, but he didn't even realize what he was doing. Like there's like ignorance to it.
Super ignorant.
So where it makes him likable, where it's like, oh, he's so like out of it that he doesn't even know what he's doing.
And then he like redeem himself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, where he'll do a little something to try to make it better.
No, but what was funny was when he promised those kids the college fund. And he gave him the little battery.
I cringe every time. No, and then you think, oh, at least he's gonna give us laptops, and it won't be powered without
batteries.
Yeah. I cringe every time because it's like
that's the most hated episode.
Yeah, it is.
It's the most hated. Like
people skip over it.
People skip over it.
I can't watch it
because of the timing of it. Funny. It was the timing of that episode.
Oh really?
It was when he was going out with is it Molly or Holly?
Holly.
Oh, Holly. Okay. Like that's when the whole Holly thing.
Or
like,
is it Molly?
No, Holly. It's Holly.
Yeah.
Molly is something else.
Yeah.
Different episode.
Yeah. We'll leave that for another episode.
And say how that felt more like a season 1 Michael Scott.
Oh, because it didn't fit in line with his character development, maybe.
Yeah, at that time. It's like that's more like a season 1
Michael
thing.
Scott. That makes sense. That's true. That's true. It's like it felt out of character for him at that particular point.
But that makes sense.
For me, I actually think it's funny. I think
it is funny.
funny.
I felt so like
Like it's cringy
because the kids are so excited.
Yeah, that's so bad.
And he knows like fuck.
I know.
So
and
good.
I think the thing is, think about it. When did he make that promise?
It was like
years ago. The kids were like in elementary school.
Yeah, that's so funny. It's very like. Yeah, I agree with that. I guess that makes sense because there was a point where that's a different Michael Scott or whatever, you know, but it was still funny. It's very realistic because, you know, he made a promise years ago. He's like, oh, shit, that's right. I did that. That was so funny.
And then when he took out the little battery, he's like, I have batteries.
They're like, the humor in the office.
And they did the whole dance thing for him.
Yeah.
The whole, like.
It was like, and his acting, Steve Carell
he's a great actor.
Great range as well.
Yes.
Great range.
Well, most of it is improv. Like, I think there's a scene
in the office?
And with Toby, like, when he, Toby was talking to him, he just throws his lunch on the floor.
Improv.
That was just him. That was just Steve Carell. Like, he was just talking, and then he just gets up and hits his food off the thing.
Know, sometimes I feel bad for Toby, but sometimes I get why everybody hates him.
The part with Pam.
Something about it.
The part with Pam, he's like, oh, Pam. And he rubs
I missed that show.
He jumps over the fence.
Yeah, I wanted to literally stab him in the eyeball when he did that to Pam and put his. I'm like, no, sir.
And the way everyone just
the
looks.
Awkwardness. I love that awkward humor. And then how he's just like, and then he runs away.
Bro,
he jumps the fence.
When he's about to leave, you know, when the whole goodbye Toby, remember? And then he goes, oh, Pam, we don't have any pictures. She goes, oh, do you have a camera? And he's like, does anybody have a camera? Like, he just does it like super awkwardly.
Because he's just trying, he needs to like.
He's like so in love with Pam.
Yes,
and then he tries to write Jim up like for like dating Pam.
That's so funny. Like that show is
so
well written.
Now it's on Peacock, so I can't watch it.
You know, I literally paid for Peacock just
I don't
to
blame
have
you.
it.
I'm sorry,
I don't blame you.
That's a terrible name.
I think it's because of like the NBC icon. It's
I think
Peacock.
so, yeah.
Yeah, but I heard you had to pay for the seasons.
Well,
is that true?
It's kind of like a Hulu, so you can get like some for free. Like the first 2 seasons are free, but then you don't pay for the seasons. You just pay for the service, and it's included in the.
So like to get the full series of The Office,
you pay. I mean, $40 a year, and you have access to like all the stuff that they have on there, and then they have like different tiers. So there's the 40 and then the 90. 40 you get like 2 commercials. I'm not gonna pay $90. I don't mind the commercials.
Oh, that's actually pretty cheap. 40 a year.
Yeah,
that's kind of worth it.
I mean, and they have like super fan episodes. So like, I guess.
Yeah, I saw they've been releasing a lot of like the one about the Matrix.
Yeah.
There was something about the Matrix with Dwight that they tricked him. He's in the Matrix and the blue pill, the red pill.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Funny.
And then like every season like they'll release like deleted scenes but incorporate it, so it's like an extra long show. It's like.
Oh, okay, so that's cool.
I thought it was worth it, but I'm like, I love that.
Aren't they bringing it back? They're doing like a reboot, right?
My heart has been broken so many times by fake news, like of them saying.
No, but I really hope they don't. I really hope they don't even touch that show.
I don't think it'll fly
because the way
they're already removing certain things from the show.
Really?
Yeah, because it's offensive or something. I think there was one of. Michael Scott, it was pretty bad. No, fake hanging himself or something that's scaring the people. Oh. What episode was that?
Wait, what was that? I don't remember that.
There was something that it was like for Halloween. It was like a Halloween episode.
I don't remember.
And he scared the workers, and it's him like if he was hanging himself, and he's like and he kind of like scared them or something.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen
something like that.
And no, wasn't there another one?
One with Dwight.
One with a face or something.
He did something to it.
Blackface.
It wasn't a blackface.
I totally understand that one though, because it was like when they did his version of Christmas. I can't remember what they call it.
I don't remember that. I remember.
I don't remember these two either.
Season 8. It's like Michael Scott was gone.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, that's when they were like desperate for content.
Or season 9, because Jim was going back and forth to Philly
with that work stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, they were desperate for. At that point, I was like,
the only funny like the parts I laughed in that season 8 and 9 was when Jim was doing the Fast and the Furious. And Dwight's like, like what the, was it like? For real? Yeah, and he's like, ready, go, and then he's a little like windshield.
And Dwight is like super intense.
Yeah,
or with the Craig Robinson, and he does the little spin.
When he gets too drunk or something, he falls on the table.
Just, like, falls
oh my god!
And the Will Ferrell, the Will Ferrell.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Yes.
The
oh my
Wake
god.
Me Up Inside, the Evanescence song.
He's like,
James Spader, he did like he was good. Like that weird boss.
California. That guy was so creepy.
Yeah.
But
But it had like good moments, but it was just like.
Yeah.
But they ended it well.
But at least the ending was good. The ending, that's what they got everyone back.
Remember Jim and Pam were having issues, and then like with the camera guy, and they were going a whole other route. But
I'm glad that they didn't go too far into that.
Yes,
route because I could see it happening. But is it bad? I found Pam to be super selfish. Like, I get having your family, like, we're in Scranton and whatever, but there was nothing career-wise for Jim. It's not like she had, like, anything going on there, too, you know, in terms of her career. So Jim gets, like, this big opportunity, and it's like she doesn't want to.
It's to work for, like, a sport thing, right?
Or
like
to
sports
open up
bar
his own company, like athlete or something.
Oh, that's what it was.
And he was, like, a co-owner or something.
Yeah, I think it was like with Craig Robinson's character, right? What was his name?
He hires him. Oh my God, what is his name? Daryl.
Daryl is so funny.
Yeah, and
BTB,
then like,
bring that booty.
Bring that booty.
Oh no.
Bring that booty. It's so funny.
Oh, and another thing that I didn't like was they spent a whole season trying to like get, you know, convince you about Andy and Aaron, and then like all of a sudden he leaves. He's a douche, but I did kind of like, what is it, Pete? Better for, you know, like who they said the new Jim, you know.
Yes.
I liked him better for her anyway.
That's
I don't know why. But I don't know. That was another thing that they try to. I know that Andy and I keep hitting this.
You're good.
Sorry.
You're like, you're good.
Andy and Aaron, they were like on and off. But then like, you know, Andy starts dating somebody else. And like when
the
he
Nardog tuna.
Oh my God, dude,
so good. The cast is just like a perfect cast.
Me and Arnie always say the same thing. They picked the perfect people to play.
You know, I always find it funny because like The Office, when Jim was dating, what's her name,
Rashida Jones.
She's Karen, right?
Season 2 or something?
Yeah, season 3.
It's funny because when like she leaves and then like you see her in Parks and Rec, it feels like it's like a sequel to that character.
Yes.
Like it feels like it's
all. Isn't that why? Well, I guess she was never meant to be there forever, but isn't that also kind of why she left too? Because
I don't.
Oh no, because Parks and Rec was a little later.
Yeah, it was like after The Office. But I always find it funny because when you see her in The Office and then in Parks and Rec,
it's like the same.
It feels like she like that's her now. Like that's what she's doing now.
Yeah, she became a nurse.
Funny. Dude, the cast is perfect. Like Ed Helms. With Michael Scott, where he's always trying to hang out with them. He's like, you, me, beers, buzz, shots, wasted, girls, wings. And he's like, just stop.
I was so annoyed
it's
by
so
him.
Fun, but it's so good.
But it's funny.
He's like, hey, what is it? He says, Mike, I love that line where he's like, wings, chicks, shots, buzz, like that whole.
My place nap. I'm like,
girls undressed. And like he just keeps going. He's like, you need to stop.
Or like that same episode when Mike is talking to Pam, and he was like, oh, have these people water my plants or whatever, and she's like, oh, that was Dwight. And then like Andy comes, and then he's like, oh yeah, I agree or something, and he's like, what do you agree with? What did she just say? And he's like, or whatever. Dude, he's so.
Or when he punches the wall.
When he has that anger management thing.
Oh yes.
Oh my God.
He always punches a wall there, or he hits it.
Funny.
Or I don't know.
What was the other?
No, the best one was with Michael Scott and is it Janice?
Jan.
Oh my God, they're back and forth. Dude, so the dinner party. Classic.
With their $0 a year salary,
babe.
Yeah. Plus benefits, babe.
He's so proud of the little TV. He's like, oh look, and
the plasma.
The little plasma TV.
The plasma TV.
I splurged.
He's like, check this out. And he just pulls it in and out. Have you seen the behind the scenes, like the blooper reels?
They cannot stop laughing.
Jim is like, John Krasinski's crying, but like squealing.
Yes. Dude, or like that same episode when she's like, you're hardly my first. That's what she said. So mad.
Dude, oh my God.
Oh my God, or the episode where he has to spank his nephew.
Dude. Oh. Which one was that?
It was like the beginning of season 7.
Yeah, and like when the nephew was like as the intern.
It was like an intern or something.
And he was like being like just like a real asshole.
A little asshole. He wasn't doing anything. And then he was like, he has a laser in like a meeting that they were having, and he's like pointing it, and he, you know, Michael's like, give it to me. He's like, no, give you this, like acting like a kid. So then Michael bends him over. Give me.
Dude, it's so, they're so like, I think the top episode for me that sticks with me, I think the dinner party is really up there. Where she's playing the music and she's like dancing, going crazy.
And it's her assistant who's basically an embryo. And then it turns out that she has something for young kids, remember?
Oh my God,
Whoa, not kids. But younger
adults.
Men.
Younger men.
Yes. Sorry, let me clear that
We're
up.
going in that Epstein route.
Hell no.
No, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And like there's so many clips like when she's trying to get back together with him, he's like, nope, it's not good for me. But then she comes in the room and he's like, I'm gonna tell her, but she kind of adjusts her like shirt to show cleavage,
the enhancement, and then he's like, it shows that I matured.
Oh my God, I love that show.
Yes,
I
never get tired of it. Did you ever get into Modern Family or not?
I don't.
My mom
find
and
it
sister.
Funny. I don't find it funny.
I know it's a similar style.
It's like that mockumentary.
Mm-hmm. My mom and sister love it. They finished it. They saw everything.
I love it.
But I haven't got into it. At least not yet. Maybe I should try it.
No, but I tried.
And you didn't?
I don't know. I don't see it.
I don't see it. Kind of like, how Parks and Rec, honestly, the first season or two is a little slow.
Mm-hmm.
It really gets good when Adam Scott and what's his name? Chris Teager, whatever the actor's name, Rob Lowe. When they join,
Rob Lowe, yeah.
When they join, it gets really good. The beginning, I watched it because I just love Ron Swanson.
Mm-hmm.
He's so America, beer, steak,
guns.
Yeah.
He's funny.
And I was like, Dad, it's weird.
It's interesting because usually shows it takes some time for it to find its identity. You know, the characters have to get comfortable. A lot of sitcoms and stuff.
Have you seen Boy Meets World?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that one. I've seen episodes.
When I was younger, that show was playing. I would watch
because that show is funny.
Yes.
But also how as the kids get older, the show gets like more serious.
It matures with the show. Them. That's what I love about these old shows. Yeah. I feel like that's why the Girl Meets World didn't work. A lot of these shows now, I feel like it's a lot of studio execs with either movies or franchises.
Right,
They're scared to like, oh no, we gotta keep it kid friendly. But it's like,
you
Boy Meets World is a perfect example of like it's real.
Right.
Like, they're kids. It's a kid show, but as they're getting older, so does the show.
1,000%.
I love that, but we don't get that now.
No, it's very like. And another thing, I'm like, am I just getting old? Because I tried getting into Girl Meets World. I know I'm like super old, but for me it was like the nostalgia of seeing like Corey or whatever. And it's like so fast moving. I'm like, wait, what's happening? And it didn't make sense.
The problem now, it's very colorful. Like it doesn't feel real.
It doesn't feel
like I never see a school with like a different colored locker rooms. Like I don't know, like when you see Boy Meets World, it was like more ground and more like
Boy Meets
simple.
World, Full House, or those. I always made fun of Full House.
Yeah, I know.
I made fun of it all the time. The violin and the very sad.
But that one didn't have an ending.
No,
it just
ended.
The
reboot of it, Fuller.
I heard it was bad though.
I mean, it was super cheesy, but like, the thing is that it just reminded me of like when I was growing up. Cause like when I was a kid, it was like the 90s or whatnot. And that's when they had like the TGIF shows, which is like Thank God It's Friday shows, I think on ABC.
And there was a lot of sitcoms.
It was like Family Matters. I loved Family Matters. It was, what is it? Boy Meets World. Mm-hmm. It was the other one, Full House. Fresh Prince.
Oh my God, Fresh Prince.
That's like my favorite.
Vivian Banks.
No,
Hillary
it's
Banks,
crazy how like there's a lot of good
sitcoms.
sitcoms. Like there was a lot of sitcoms back then.
Back then, it was like gold.
It was.
Dude, Fresh Prince. That's another.
Fresh Prince, very good show, right? That
tackled like real issues.
Yes, but without it being like. It wasn't preachy. It was just there.
You just let it happen.
You know, speaking of that, I know I'm going in kind of little different direction, but you said it wasn't preachy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Schitt's Creek?
I heard that one's funny.
It's a great show because it's about like acceptance, but without being preachy. It's just like, you know.
It's about like something like with class, right? Like they're like these rich people. Is it? I might be wrong, but is it something? I haven't seen it. So but when I've heard, it's like rich people, but they have to like live in this like very low standard situation.
Basically. So what happens is, Dan Levy, which is like the showrunner, right? It's him and his dad, Eugene Levy. I know him from like the dad from American Pie, right?
Oh, yes, him. He's like Cheaper by the Dozen and stuff.
See, you have just aged me because all of you guys know him from Cheaper by the Dozen. I'm over here like,
but we try watching American Pie and we were like, ugh.
I couldn't find it funny.
It's dude, and
it was meant for its time. I feel like.
I think it was fun. Like in the 90s, that could have been okay. Like now when I watch it, I'm like, no wonder. Like maybe I'm getting a little preachy, but no wonder like the date rape culture is like so like okay normalized because like I look at these movies. I Bring It On, like the cheerleading one, that one was huge when I was a teenager, like huge. Like the kids would like quote lines from the movie and all that.
Bring it on.
It's already been okay. I'm gonna stop. That was so cringy. I can't believe I did that. No, but that's what they would do, like and then like there's a part in the movie because they're they're cheerleaders, so they're doing like a too high or something, and then like the guy says, "Oh, I'm gonna like I like carrying this girl when I do whatever that maneuver is because she doesn't wear anything under," and then like like stuff like that. You
can kind of like peek. Stuff like
and it gets worse than just peeking. And I was like, how? Yeah.
Oh wow.
But it's like like when you look at things now, like back then, I thought it was like ill, but like I didn't really realize how like
that's crazy because we saw we didn't even finish. We saw like the first 10 minutes. We're like, oh, it was like the guy cringy. Drinking like semen from a cup or something.
Oh, that's part 3. It's
or something.
Stifler.
Yeah, I was like, what are we watching? I was like, maybe it's just for its time.
I think for its time, and they tried to be like a little bit too edgy. Mm-hmm. That I keep hitting this thing, dude.
It's okay.
They tried to be a little too edgy that it's just gross. Like
I thought, we didn't find it funny at all. No, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, dude. Like it was like a cult following at the time.
Oh yeah, it was like
everybody. But put it this way, like I was still young when it came out. Like my mom, she wouldn't want me.
She took you to watch it?
No.
She dropped you off?
No.
Oh.
Blockbuster. No, she would never. So we had to like pretend that we were renting something else and like watch it at like escondida, like hiding from her.
Oh my God.
She wouldn't let us watch. I was like young. I was like 14 Teens. When I was back then is different than a 14-year-old now, you know.
No, it's
when I was 14, I was watching Game of Thrones.
Well, there you go. When I was 14, I was watching
Full House?
No, I was a little kid.
Boy Meets World. Hello.
Or wait, what was? I think it was like Buffy or like those WB shows.
Oh,
like
okay.
Dawson's Creek. I was not even allowed to watch that because I was like 11 when it came out.
Wow.
So it was like whatever was on the WB at the time because there was like no Netflix or anything.
That's interesting. Yeah, it was just like whatever's on TV.
Yeah.
But what a great age of like the 90s. Like you got Fresh Prince and all these shows.
Oh my God.
And they're all so good. I
love it. I would like it's one of those shows that I watch now, and it's like it almost like translates to today also. Mm-hmm. You get me? Like it wasn't like
it's like how things should be done. You know, because it's true. Like it's not preachy. That's what I love about any of these shows. Right. Full House, it's meant to be like
sappy.
Yes, I'm aware of what it is. I always make fun of it, but
fun of it too.
Looking back at it, I was just like, I'd rather have that than what we have now.
Yeah,
you know?
There's no like substance. I feel like in the shows now. I mean, you'll find some good shows, but like I actually find myself like just watching reruns or like binge watching whatever's on Netflix or like The Office or How I Met Your Mother or stuff like that, because like, and I've tried to get into some of like these like new shows. Oh, Gilmore Girls is what I used to watch. Okay, I was 14. I was.
Dude, every time.
14, but because my mom and my sister, they watch a bunch of shows together. So they saw like Gilmore Girls,
Vampire Diaries. God, they watch like
like Modern Family. They're watching How I Met Your Mother now.
Okay.
And but they saw Gilmore Girls, and I'll go.
Dude, I got a headache.
And just that snappy dialogue, but it's like
love. I know. I was 14. It was like 1999.
No, but the thing is, they were watching it. 13. And I was like eating. And I was like, dude, shut up, please. Like, I was like, oh my God, I want to slap. Like, please.
I respect,
oh my God.
I respect like snappy dialogue. Like, I watch a lot of like movies, like, Aaron Sorkin. I don't know if you know Aaron Sorkin, but he did like the Steve Jobs movie, Social Network. His dialogue is very snappy. Boom, boom, cut each other off quick. I like that, but when it's written like Gilmore Girls, I was
when it's done
what?
bad,
I was like, what is? Like, what do you mean? So you're not dating Craig? No, I'm not dating Craig. But I thought you were dating Craig. No, but Craig doesn't love me. Why doesn't he love you? It's like, But it's the whole episode. I was like,
fuck him, fuck Greg. Shut up, please.
That's literally how it felt sometimes.
Oh my God.
Gotcha. I mean, I guess at the time I didn't see it. Maybe if I was to like rewatch it again, I'll be like, "Ooh, what is this?"
Yeah, I don't know. I'm At 14, I feel like a lot of shows.
And I don't know. And how do you? I don't know how people watch that show for like 9 seasons.
Which one?
How many seasons is Gilmore Girls?
I think it's like 6 or 7.
Yeah, but
and they have like
that's way too much. Yeah. That's like a
6 too many.
Yeah, 6 too many. Because I don't know how like there's no action, there's no nothing.
I think it's more like a teen show, and
I understand it. I understand.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the demographic for that show. I understand that, so that's why I won't be like, it's a terrible show. Don't watch it.
No,
I know it's not. I'm not the.
But honestly, I
just got a headache.
A teen show of like the early 2000s, late 90s. Like, I don't think it'll fly now. And they tried doing like I don't know if you saw on Netflix, Ginny and something. It was like similar to Gilmore Girls, Ginny, and I can't remember the name. But I'm like, okay, let me just give it a shot. I mean, it wasn't a bad show. I saw it because one of the actresses from Schitt's Creek is in it. So I'm like, okay. And also because it's supposed to have that, Gilmore Girls like, feel to it. There's no racy talking back to each other. But it was okay. But that's when it got like a major dose of like reality. Like, bam, you're old. Because they go to like this... Like, it's a mother who had the daughter young, just like the Gilmore Girls. The mother's, like, about my age or so, and then the girl's, like, 16 years old. She's a high schooler. And then this one, like, scene, they go to, like, a Halloween party, and they're supposed to, like, it's her and, like, some popular girls or whatever, and they're supposed to dress up as, like, something in theme, and they're like, let's dress up as Britney Spears. It's so vintage. It's so classy. I'm like, what? And they...
That's right, because that was your era, right?
Britney.
That whole up and downfall. And
yeah, well, put it this way. I remember when, like, her first, like, Hit Me One More Time or whatever song came out. And that was my era. Like, Britney, Backstreet Boys.
That toxic media era, too, right?
Yeah.
Because we saw the documentary. We did a podcast on it.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it, The Framing Britney Spears.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, I haven't, like, seen it, but
it's
I know
a really good documentary.
Really?
It's about that, like, that downfall of her, like, her mental health and stuff, but it really explained it more. It wasn't just like, oh, she's crazy. It was a lot about the media, the stuff about her dad, and what's that, the lawsuit that she's trying to do right now to get her
freedom back.
Her freedom back. Yeah, they control her estates, her money, everything. I forgot what it was called.
I forgot.
It's a certain.
It's like if you're like if you're
mentally
unable,
unfit.
Yeah, like you can't like think for yourself.
They sign off on you and.
I forgot the name of it. It has a weird name.
Yeah, but it's something that you sign in court, and they made her do it because she was mentally unfit,
back
and but she still to this day has no right to anything. It's a really good documentary. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
We talk about that, but that's interesting because like that media at that time so toxic.
And there was a lot of like, it's funny, like growing up, a lot of like girl versus now that you try to like, empowerment is where you need to go. Because I remember, it was like Christina Aguilera versus Britney, and I'm like, why versus? Like,
right? Yeah. They're always just trying to find something to.
Yeah, those were like the TRL days. Like, I'm
that's
aging
crazy,
myself, right? Like, I'm telling you, like,
that documentary goes through all of that though. It's really good because like you see the interviews. I'm like, wow, that's such a evasion of privacy. Like, so people think you're unfit. You're a bad example for kids, and like in national television and it's a lot of these people that you see now that they're actually not even on air anymore. Like for that guy from ABC that he got
accused
for harassment. What's his name? Andy or Adam something.
Okay. It's the main guy from he who picked a fight with Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah, he got into art like he's really good at provoking celebrities on interviews. He did it with Tom Cruise. He did it with Britney Spears. He made her cry. Also, like, what is it that you want? She's like, for them to leave me alone. Talk about paparazzis and stuff. She started crying.
Yeah, but
and like you can tell they love that.
Yeah,
was it Andy something or
I can't remember his name, but
whatever.
I'm glad
he got canceled and from ABC or whatever.
Wow.
Because it turns out he was a piece of crap.
Yeah, definitely.
Who would have thought? But
right.
And stuff like that. It's a really good documentary.
No, I have to watch it then. I haven't seen it.
Because I would imagine from that time, like you like living through that time, I feel like through that lens is different than when you look at it now and you see where media is now.
Right.
And
we also didn't have really like you know, things were very different because all that paparazzi stuff, it's like literally the only way, you know, that you'd get like, not the news. But
their narrative was the only narrative,
right.
Basically. Yeah.
Because now you have like technology like Instagram and like they're able to like give you.
They have their own voice.
Right.
You know,
I totally didn't mean news. I totally meant like, you know, updates on like what's going on with celebrities or like those magazines or whatever.
Yeah, like TMZ and shit.
It was very easy to craft like a fake narrative back then where like, and that documentary explains it perfectly because it was like Britney Spears was going through her stuff with all the stuff with her dad and all that.
Right.
And with the media paparazzis, and then she told the paparazzi to leave her alone. She had just left. She wanted to go see her kids, but she couldn't see her kid. They locked her out of the house. And she had to leave, and the paparazzi was following her at the gas station, and she was like, "Leave me alone, like leave." And she smashed the paparazzi's car window. Yeah. It was like a huge thing, but all they got from that night was
she's crazy.
Britney Spears smashes paparazzi window. That's it, with no context.
It's
so like
toxic.
It was that era of that. Now you know, as the media is still toxic now.
Oh,
even social media times 10. But at least now. If Britney Spears was in today, she can be on Instagram being like, no, that's not what it was. Or,
man, she even like made a comment about that that movie, the documentary and everything.
Yeah, now you can like, you don't have to rely on the media. Back then it was like, if you want to be famous, you got to go on these shows. You got to.
Yeah.
Now you can be a celebrity and not be anywhere.
And not be anyone. Yeah.
You have your own voice. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was a very different like era.
Very, very.
So
different.
I can imagine from your lens seeing that. It's like I remember a little bit of like
that. Yeah, because
Britney Spears. I was like, oh, like with her or like with Tom Cruise. They're like, oh yeah, they're crazy.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember the Britney Spears was like, yeah, she's crazy. And I always thought that. And I never understood. And then I saw the documentary. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
You know,
that's insane.
It's crazy.
Poor thing.
A lot of things. A lot of things in that realm.
It was like I mean, it's we live in like different times now for sure. But man, I feel like back then, and it's when they would, you know, what are all these girls? They would call them like it girls, and it was like. Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, and all of that. Like, they would always like try to chase them, and the wherever they were at, and then going into their cars and like just try to get the worst of them. I mean, you know, I'm not or even like the Kardashians or whatever. I'm not like their number one fan, but not because of anything. I just like
it's not
my, you know, like you do you. It's not even because of like how she got famous. Like good for you if that's, you know, but
it's not because of the sex tape or anything, but you know.
No, it's totally not. I just don't like get it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't get it.
We live in a very weird world. Like, I mean, TikTokers are becoming movie stars.
Yes, dude.
TikTokers. I don't see any, and it's not even to hate on it, but I don't see any sort of what are you putting out there? What are you putting on the you're not making music. You're not making your own dance moves. You're using other people's music, other people's dance moves, and you're imitating it.
Oh my god!
And if you're good looking, that's fine.
That's all you get. Dude. Oh my gosh, it's so funny that you're saying that because it's like, you know how TikTokers or Gen Zs. I know. Well, no, you're a millennial.
Yeah, millennial.
You're gonna be an honorary millennial, but like they're always like, oh. Making up their own words and like calling us millennials whatever they want to call it, and what was it? What was I going with this? I'm sorry.
Where was this point?
Where was this going? I had a point. Point is
about the TikTokers and
I'm like, at least my generation, we were like super, you know, how can I say it, presumptuous, but at least we thought. You know, we knew about things before they were cool or whatever. Like we had the hipster mentality. At least we thought for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they think like, I love Gen Zers because they were like my kids too. You know,
it's okay. You can say it. Say it.
Millennials are better. No, but it's like you didn't create handwriting, cursive. They're like, Miss, there's a challenge on TikTok where you like write without lifting your finger. I'm like. Are you talking about cursive, guy? Like, I had a student that told me that.
That's crazy.
And then their mind's blown, you know? It's.
Isn't that weird?
Very different times, which I think kind of goes into, like, what we see today on TV. It's like.
Because now all these executive people, they're just like, this is what they like. This is why they're casting TikTok stars on movies. It's like, do they even act? Do they have any sort of, you know? And it doesn't matter anymore.
No.
And you have YouTubers and TikTokers doing boxing fights. I don't know if you've seen that.
no, what's his name? El Rubio ese.
Jake Paul.
There we go.
Yeah, and like TikTokers fighting YouTubers in boxing. Like you have real boxers that have been doing this since they were young, trying to get an opportunity like that, and they'll probably never get it. But then you have these people because they dance on TikTok.
Like what are you even doing?
It's crazy. It's a very weird.
Yeah.
It's a very weird thing, and then you gotta like play the system. It's very like. It's hard because it's like you gotta do these fake stories, or everything has to be clickbaity.
Or you hear like those the TikTok drama. Yeah. Like he cheated on me. Like she cheated on me.
It's TMZ in the 90s, but on the internet. But like,
crazy.
We're the ones doing it now. Like TikTokers can create their own drama.
That's crazy.
It's weird.
You know, I don't have TikTok.
Me either. I don't have it.
The craziest thing I have is like. It's not even crazy. I have Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, and that's like, I have TikTok because I
I
post this.
I don't want to sell my information to China.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other debate, but yeah, like,
oh, wow.
It's very evasive. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I keep hitting this.
I only use Twitter. I have Instagram, but
Twitter is very toxic, but I mean, if you want raw information,
it's from
like,
there.
It's there.
Well, I think one time, like, one of my kids made me a Twitter. I'm like, I'm not gonna go on it. So
it's overwhelming.
There's probably like an Ayleen Charles out there.
With no pictures, like the little thing, the
it's
little
just a bird.
A bird. Yeah, no, it's very overwhelming. It can get so toxic, especially.
Oh my gosh.
It's weird. It's very weird because it's like, especially like what we were saying, like I'm happy to say like my group, my generation, like.
Yeah.
That I was able to grow up right before the internet just took off.
Right. You're
so, like,
the
we
younger
still played outside.
Yeah.
We still did like our weird stuff.
Right.
And then the internet came and we kind of evolved with that.
So, you know what my generation did? You know how like Jackass and WWE back then was God. WWF or backwards? Well,
WWF,
no.
yeah.
Okay. You know how they said, please do not submit tapes to her. That's because my generation were the idiots trying to do what people do in Jackass. Right. And like I had friends in high school, a good friend of mine and actually a group of them that they would literally record themselves hitting each other with chairs and submitting it to WWF. Like, wow. But everybody was doing it. Like it's just what we were like. That was the thing back in the day, I guess.
Wow.
I didn't hit anybody with a chair.
You sure? Is there a video out there somewhere?
You might. No, I'm kidding.
It's crazy, like, but it's so true. I don't know. It's weird. Now it's like, I don't know. Like, it really is scary. Like, you see young kids, like, they don't like want to go outside. They're like on their phones. Like, that's
the scary part.
Like parents or anything, like their way, like, oh, here, take the iPad, and like that's it. Like, not like go outside or go here.
One thing I have to tell you, and see. Arnie, he's Gen X, so he's the generation before me. So he was really playing outside, playing sports. Like that's why
he's so muscular.
I mean,
yeah, you know.
I know how to pick him. No, but
sorry, Rock.
Oh God,
I had to mention it one more time.
I cannot. But he would play like baseball, football, the whole nine. So he does that with our kids. Like I know our son is not even 1 yet, but. You know, like when he's off work, he goes outside with the kids. And, you know, because we kind of want them to be a little well-rounded.
Yeah.
Mind you, like Zoe uses the iPad, but, you know, well-balanced, you know?
Exactly. It's all about, like, balance. Because, it's very useful. It's helpful. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of balance. Like, anything is good unless you use it too much. You know?
No, 1,000%.
If you're glued on it all day, that's not going to help you. Just like anything, you know?
For sure.
You can have a casual drink every weekend. If you drink every day, that's
then
not
you're an alcoholic. No, wait, that's judgmental. I'm sorry.
No, but you know, I understand what you're saying. So it's like stuff like that. Yeah. You know, it's crazy. And like with social media and stuff, we always talk about this because it's like, it is weird, and because it's the same like principle of like how everything is, right? Like back then with the media, it was very easy to control like a narrative, right? Mm-hmm. Like this person's crazy because that's the only source of information you had. Now you can at least on the social media, it can be just as it can be just as bad,
toxic, but
there's raw information coming out of there
from the source or their interns,
right? Depending on where you go, right? Because like. It's very scary. Like all of it is very scary. It is. Yeah. And you can see how people can just go one, like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, for a perfect example is like, I don't know if you know about this, but we love talking about like the UFO stuff that's going on. I don't know if you know about this stuff.
yes and no.
But the
Facebook sometimes, I see it on Facebook. No.
Yeah, but like a perfect example, right? Let's say like Facebook is a good example of like where even social media is the same thing as national media, where they choose what they want you to see.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they
Well,
choose what they want you to see.
Listen, I'm gonna get a little historical on you, because
Do it.
The same thing, like back in the day, whatever they would tell us, right, we would believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So during the Red Scare, they would be like, "Oh, there's communists among us. Oh, well, there must be communists." And they'll be like, "If this is how you know this person's a communist, they look like this," and it's like, how do you even, how do you look like a? But there was no like fact checking, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just banking information. You just
if you repeat something loud and long enough, people will believe it.
Right.
It's crazy. History repeats itself.
It does. So.
It's crazy because
we're getting aliens.
Because a perfect example, but it's a perfect example of, because I've seen some documentaries about UFOs and people from like the government that come out and like talk about it. Yes, they're great. Those are great, and they talk about how the media they control what you see. They really do.
1,000%.
Like what you were just saying about like back then, right? Like, imagine. I can only imagine even back then in those times. It's even worse.
Way worse.
Oh, these people like this. You can just label something. This is bad. That's bad. Trust me. I mean, you look at like Nazi Germany, for example. They convinced people to beat up their fellow neighbor because they were Jewish,
Mm-hmm.
And like you kind of see the same thing now, where like you can create a divide on social media and you can stir things up, and people don't do their information.
They just somebody can just tweet something and you're just gonna believe it. And
anything.
And it's like for me, this is how I've always seen it. And I know I'm not going to, you were in my class 8 years ago, but like just go based on facts and take out all your feelings and emotions that I used to tell you guys. I don't give a crap about what you feel. I don't care about your opinion. What are the facts?
And that's lacking. Yeah.
Unlike ever before.
It's interesting because like with like, for example, like the perfect example is like the UFO stuff. Back then I used to be labeled as
sorry.
If you want, you can push it. You can push it, and then whenever you're ready, you can just
go.
Yeah, you can move it back and forth. It's okay. You're good. But a perfect example with the UFO stuff. Back then, if you talked about UFO, actually, I'm saying back then like it was long ago, even 5 years ago. If you talked about UFOs, it was. I don't know what your stance is on it, but it was considered like you're a conspiracy theorist, you're this,
crazy, or this.
What a fluke.
Right. I don't know exactly where I stand, but I will say this: why are they so hidden? Why are they so big about what is it, area
51?
Yeah, like
that's like a cliche one.
Yeah. It's a cliche, but
that I wouldn't lean with. I think that's like just advanced military aircraft stuff.
Okay,
maybe.
But like the video that are like where you see now is like these Navy ships.
Yes.
And you see on the radar this weird little triangle or circle.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
and you see it go underwater.
So that's the point I'm making now.
Or the
like
fighter pilots and stuff.
Back then, like UFO sightings were like home videos where people are like, you dismiss it.
Right.
But little did we know, there's now footage coming out a lot from Navy pilots, fighter pilots, Navy airship, like battleships. Seeing these things, there's people in the military coming out.
Oh man,
it's becoming a big deal. Where
I think I already know what you're talking about.
They have till June. They have till June to they're gonna release all of it.
Oh my gosh!
And there's yes.
I want to see a little alien.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Aliens.
But it's crazy because if notice this is like my theory on it, right? Because I trying to like analyze everything from how. Right. And back before, even a couple of years ago, it was always dismissed as a joke.
Right.
UFOs, ha ha ha! Look at these home videos; they're fake. But now, people are leaking these military videos of pilots. Pilots are literally saying how I don't know what that is, and they explain it as these diamond, little tic tac, and they're moving at 500 Gs, and literally there's a video of one going straight underwater.
Oh my!
And they couldn't find it. They don't know where it went. There's a lot of stories and footage of that.
Wow.
And so they're saying that they want the government to release that in June, like declassify all that footage because there's a lot.
Oh my
and these are from like 2019, 20. So my theory is back then, And I've seen documentaries of people that talk about this, and they say, like, what the media does is if there's something that's true and they don't want you to know, they're going to dismiss it as a joke.
You're right.
A perfect example was the Pizzagate. You remember Pizzagate? Pizzagate? Yes. And there's a bunch of politicians that are actually very involved with that crazy stuff.
Okay.
You know, by the Pizzagate, I'm talking about like the Epstein stuff.
Right.
And a lot of politicians on talk shows, and it's weird because a talk show is that's mainstream. You know, like a Jimmy Kimmel or something. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, what do you think of this Pizzagate stuff? But this is like years ago. Oh, and they're like, oh, yeah, I mean, what? We don't eat pizza. You know, like they made it as into a joke. That their tactic is they make it into a joke and dismiss it. UFOs or example, this Pizzagate stuff.
Yeah.
And look what happened. That came out 2 years ago with the Epstein's Island.
Yeah.
Where he literally had, people thought that was insanity. Like that you're crazy. That's a joke. And it came out and nobody knew what to do. A lot of like politicians and all these high people.
Right.
And it turned out that there is this fucking billionaire that runs a pedophilia island.
Oh my gosh.
With celebrities and all these elite people.
Wow.
And
no,
he got killed for sure. You heard about the, you know.
Yeah, he didn't kill himself.
And they just came out now saying that the guards admitted that they falsified records.
Yes, I saw that.
That used to be played as a joke. So this is like my mindset now where like before I used to be very skeptical of everything. Like, oh, I don't know. That used to be played off as a joke. Media was like, "Oh, what are you guys talking about?" Now it's like, "Oh, now it's crickets. Nobody can say anything."
Nobody says anything.
With the UFO stuff, they always dismissed it. A lot of footage is coming out. Technology is getting better. You can't hide it as much.
Right.
And now the media is kind of like, well, if you watch the news, even 60 Minutes did a whole piece on UFOs with the military Navy pilots, and they're talking about. And now the narrative is switching from this is a joke to, well, what's out there? Now it's like they're almost preparing us for what's going to be revealed.
What information is going to be revealed to us?
Because if something's going to come out, they want it to be on their terms. Like, you want to butter people up before it happens. Imagine if UFOs just come out of nowhere and we announce it. People go crazy.
That's what I was going to say. You don't want that either because
people go crazy.
Can't wait. Of COVID. Imagine what they would do.
They'll question their religion. They'll question everything. People will go.
I can't wait. I want to see aliens, man.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
I want to see. I want to live in my ignorant bliss.
I want it all. I want to wake up from like I want.
Dude, I want to see Arrival. I want to see a big ass ship right there.
Have you seen the movie Arrival with Amy Adams? I love her too, by the way. I
haven't yet. Oh, she's great.
It's on Hulu.
She's great. She's so good.
I'll see it.
With Jeremy Renner as well.
That movie, like
you're gonna cry in that one.
Why? What happened?
No. I can't tell you why. No, we're not going to spoil it. You have to watch it.
You're
going to cry.
What is it called?
Arrival.
Oh, wait.
Arrival and go away.
No, it's really good. I recommend you watch it. It's like about she's I'm gonna say the word wrong. She's
it's like a language thing.
Linguistic.
Oh, okay.
Specialist. Linguistic.
School is failing us right now. School is failing us.
Yeah, school's. It's been a while. No, but linguistic something. She's for languages and stuff. She studies all that.
Okay.
So like these aliens come down.
Oh shoot.
But it's the most realistic portrayal. It's not like aliens are here, end of the world.
Okay.
They're there and they're just there in all parts of the world. And the country is like the world is just like what do we do? Like these things are just hovering there. They're not doing any. And it's so good. Oh my god! And it has so much more to it. I don't want to spoil it for you because you have to watch it. Because the ending, you're gonna be like, and you're gonna relate to it in a lot of ways. It's gonna make you. You're gonna cry. You're gonna bawl. I'm gonna warn you right now.
Okay, fine. I will.
Especially that you're a mom now, and it's
shoot,
yeah.
Like that. Okay, because anything that deals with my kids, that is. Yeah. They made me weaken my stupid knees like my children.
So you're gonna cry, but it's so good, and I love what that movie like talks about, like its theme of it. It's really good. I don't want to tell you anything because it's a movie that once you watch it, you got to take it.
I'll tell Arnie because that sounds like something.
Really good movie. He would love it.
And when that movie came out, that's when I stopped watching the Oscars because that's when they snubbed her.
She didn't get nominated. Yeah.
They didn't nominate her, and I was like, you know what? This why I don't watch the Oscars anymore. It's all bullshit. Cause like, dude, Amy Adams literally destroyed that year. Like she killed it in that movie.
You're gonna love. She's amazing. She's amazing. You're gonna love that movie. You're gonna, but it's such a realistic portrayal.
Right.
And every time with all this stuff going on, I think of that movie because it's my theory with the whole aliens thing. I think they've been watching. I think they're watching us.
Oh my gosh!
And there's been reports of this scientist from Israel somewhere on one of these Middle Eastern countries.
Okay.
that came out saying like, no, yeah, like there's that aliens are real, and they don't want to reveal themselves until they feel like the world is ready. That the world is not ready. We're too chaotic.
Oh wow.
And that apparently that they have. This sounds super crazy, but I don't think anything's crazy anymore. After the whole pedophilia island thing, I'm like, God. You know what?
That
like
really...
nothing's crazy to me. Like where the fact of like idols that I like loved and watched seeing that they can potentially be. Woody Allen is a huge one. I don't know if you've seen his movies.
Yes,
but he's a big one.
I used to really like his movies. Like that's the sad part. And like now I just don't feel comfortable watching.
It sucks. It sucks.
It really sucks.
Because it's like I don't know this whole. Because I saw this thing and it was like this painting. It was an old painting, and it was so weird. The painting. It's like these people all looking up in the sky.
Oh yeah.
And there's a black thing coming down. But it's weird. It's like what we see today. Like it's a black circle.
Okay.
And it's crazy because that's like from back then. It's like 19 something.
Yeah.
It's like those old school paintings.
Yeah.
And they always have a like an alien spacecraft in the background.
I think they've always been here. I've seen some documentaries on the Egyptian pyramids. I don't know if you've seen those as well. I'm sure you have. But the carvings in the pyramids, like helicopter drawings or aircraft, how perfectly designed.
Right.
Or when they used to do those like nuclear tests, like they usually find them a lot in those nuclear areas.
Right, like the middle of.
Yeah, but when they were testing one, one of them just shut off.
Oh wow!
It was like, and it was like there was like something there, and they shut it off.
Oh my god!
Like that's
really,
it. Like
it's
weird
hard to believe.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Because it's like because you always see movies like like aliens, like Star Wars, like aliens, but like
but
no.
Like, the Egyptian stuff. When you look at the carvings on the pyramids and stuff, and it's really like how these carvings that of things that we've never even like
at the time
invented yet. Yeah. You know, and how perfectly. That's one thing, and then also just like. The footage that you see, I mean, these are like Navy pilots and people that are you hear in the audio, they're like, what is that? And then it's like it's so quick. And that scientist in like Israel or something where he used to do stuff with spacecraft. I can't remember the exact fucking thing, but he was saying you keep it idiot.
And I tried to like
play it off. And he was saying that apparently like it's a thing that they apparently have like a base on Mars, which we're trying to go to Mars now, but like within
Elon
Mars
Musk or something, right?
Yeah, and that they have a base within Mars, and it was called Galactic something, I don't know, and that they want to work with humans.
That's why we have Space Force.
And they want to work with humans.
Yeah.
Apparently, they want to work with humans to like. This is all skeptical.
Like a theory.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are from what people have said. All I know that is true is I know they're real. I feel like they're real.
At least for me, there's no way. Like, you see, like these
the footage.
Like,
look up the
Earth,
footage.
Like,
you can
we can go to space. There's these million other planets.
Yeah.
All dimensions.
How are we the only ones?
Like, there's no way we're the only ones.
60 Minutes did a piece on it, and they show footage. They talked with the pilots, and it's hard to. When I started seeing that stuff from like military footage, I was like, okay, like this is real. They're here.
And the way
I believe that. And the way the media is shifting the narrative on it, I'm like, okay. The other stuff of why they're here and all that, I don't know. That's just skeptical. That's skeptics.
On my ass.
Yeah. That's just stuff that I've heard from either like different sources, you know, where I do think that, I do think they're real though.
Oh my gosh.
And I think.
Can I tell you something?
Mm-hmm.
You guys both remind me of Marshall right now.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh.
Lily, like, you know.
They prefer, what is it when they talk about the Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah.
Locky does not prefer whatever.
Yes.
But
that's
anyway.
what Marshall, he's like freaking out. And he's always,
He like loves it.
Literally though.
Yeah.
Oh, Marshall. He's great.
You're having a Marshall, both of you are having a Marshall moment right now.
Yes. But it's happening. It's going to happen in our lifetime. I hope you know that.
I don't want that to happen in our lifetime.
I want it to happen.
No.
I feel like we need it.
Why?
No, because it will help us advance.
We can live that.
Hello, we can be like Star Trek. I can go to Mars now. All right, see you later.
Arnie might be able to live out his dream of being a Star Wars character. He might get a real lightsaber.
He can get a blaster. He can be Han Solo.
He can have a little alien helper around the house.
A little Chewbacca.
A little Chewbacca. You never know.
Oh, BB-8. Oh my God.
A BB-8.
Stop hitting me! He's like, damn it.
You never know.
Did you see when I posted the story of when he bought the lightsaber for our 1-year-old son?
That was not.
That's totally for him. You see him.
We got one too. We got one.
Oh yeah, we got one, and because I had one from the Star Wars Celebration, and I bought one from the Stars.
The Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
We got the one in like Disney Springs.
Oh, they haven't.
They have a Star Wars store there.
Oh, it's like from a character. Yes. It's like from a character or something.
Yeah, you pick the one.
Like the blade, like you play, like you have like a Darth Maul.
Have you done the whole story thing in Galaxy's Edge where?
So we were and we literally had like we got on the queue immediately because you know you just have to like.
Yes.
And it's so funny because we tried doing it at 7:00 in the morning or the early one, and we even set the alarm to be able to get up and just hit the button and do it. But then he tried to take Zoe out from the queue, and then that's what did it. They're like, no, just put her on. So then we go into Hollywood, you know, and then we were in line for that the Disney party that, you know, the little dance party that.
Oh yeah. Arnie loves those.
Oh yeah, he was there on the floor. So my daughter was like just dancing, and she's so cute. Anyway,
I love my daughter.
She's the best. Anyway, so you see him like when it was time to go try to get on the queue, he goes to like the middle of to try to get better Wi-Fi, and he starts jumping like, yeah, I got it. But then at the same time as somebody else, like some chick that got it too, he's like, Star Wars. I'm like,
yeah,
you know. So
that's so funny.
So we had the queue to go in, but then it was like really hot, and the kids weren't like
they were done for the day.
And I'm like, okay, well, and I'm like, I can wait in the air conditioning, like in the store. You can go. He's like, no, it's okay. I'm like, because anyway, the kids wouldn't be able to do it, right? Like the whole thing. Zoe's not tall enough, and you know, my son's not even one. Dylan's not even one.
Oh, because that was for the ride, right? Was it for the Rise of Resistance? I think it was for the ride.
For the actual like. I don't know if it was for the ride or like the actual like you go Galaxy's Edge, like where the whole experience.
Oh, that must have been the ride.
Okay, then maybe it was the ride.
Yeah, because the Galaxy's Edge, like the world itself, you can walk into, right?
No, we walked into the world, but there's like something now that
it must be the ride.
It probably is. I don't, Rise of the Resistance, maybe.
Yes, it's that. Yeah, if you're waiting a queue line and everybody's fighting for that queue line, that's got to be the ride. Yeah, it's a great ride, by the way.
We went into the. Whole thing.
Yeah, the ride is amazing. It just always breaks down.
I think that's what it was.
That's probably, dude. I never look when we went. Like when they first opened up, I was pregnant, so I wasn't able to ride it. And then now we had the
had to get pregnant. Whatever. He's like, whatever, I guess.
Right?
I guess we won't write it.
Well, Arnie totally wrote it.
Yeah, he's like, bye.
He cracks me up. He's like, you good? You good? I'm like, yeah, I'll stay with you.
He's like running in.
Before I finish the sentence, you see like the smoke.
Oh my God. With his little lightsaber.
He's like, let's go.
Yeah, for sure it was Rise of the Resistance, which is a great ride. It's like a trackless ride. Like if you're inside the Star Destroyer. And then it's an insane ride. Like really you guys would love it. It's really cool. Man. It's trackless and then.
Well, he wrote it. He loved it.
Oh, okay.
Well, the last time. This time we didn't get to do it. I don't know, because of the whole thing. The kids weren't.
They're
done.
Damn kids! Come on, feel bad. Let's go.
What?
Did you do the show for the lightsaber? Did you make a lightsaber there at Galaxy's Edge?
No, that lightsaber he got it at Disney Springs.
Because at the Galaxy's Edge they have like this whole thing where they have an actor.
It's booked.
It's always booked.
It's booked.
Yeah, I did it. It was pretty cool.
It was cool. He really wants it.
They have you pick the holocron, like the color of the lightsaber.
I think he did all of that. I don't know. I was just.
He's like God. He's like by himself. He's like, I'm doing it. Shit.
Like,
it's cool.
Like,
yeah, I did it, and I got the Sith one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know. I felt like a kid. I
feel like all of you guys. He feels like a kid, and then you see him like playing with the lightsaber, and when I look, and he's like, Dylan, come here. It's for Dylan. I'm playing with Dylan.
It's for Dylan. I swear. I swear. That's so funny. Yeah, it's cool.
Like
when I got it, because I have like the Luke Skywalker lightsaber. I mean, he just started like hitting, like fighting.
Oh my God! Yeah, there's a video of us. Yeah, when we got the new one, we like to mess around with my mom. We went outside.
Oh my God!
And we started
we did like a whole fight scene, like me jumping, just like we all like.
Yeah, we looked like
just
fools.
like two virgins, like
two virgins.
That's basically what we looked like. But there's two losers.
Nerds.
No, it's cool. Like the Galaxy's Edge thing is cool.
That's cool.
Did you do the bar, the cantina bar?
Oh my gosh, we were about to, because I wanted to try that
blue
or green drink, whatever that is, but it was so full.
Yes, it's small.
It's a small, yeah.
And this is where I get upset with Disney. I have a little
theory
thing. No, it's not. No, it's not a theory. This is fact.
Okay.
This is fact.
Facts, sweetheart. This
is facts. No, this is for sure facts. The Galaxy's Edge was supposed to be more, and they budget cut a lot of it. And we know this for sure because when we were at the Star Wars Celebration, like in 2017, when they were announcing the Disney Galaxy's Edge,
it was a panel.
They promised actors and performances to perform there at the land, like full-on acrobatic like stuff with the lightsabers, actors, aliens like with prosthetics walking around.
No way.
And the bar was supposed to only be like a waiting area for the restaurant, and there was going to be a themed restaurant. Yeah, a themed restaurant with like droids and the whole thing where you eat, and then the cantina bar was going to be like the waiting area to go into the restaurant.
Nice, like a little bar to wait.
And then there was going to be another ride where you can. It's kind of like the People Mover.
Okay.
But like you're like on this like little like the little
Star
alien from Star Wars, and you go around the galaxies.
Oh, that's cute.
All that, and
oh my gosh,
they budget cut it because Disney wanted to be cheap.
Oh man.
Oh man, if you were to see the new lightsaber that they're coming out with,
it's so upsetting.
Let me see if he'll answer a FaceTime call. So you could. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's right.
He's gonna be a guest on your show without even knowing. Let's see. We're talking about
to relay this Galaxy's Edge information.
He's like,
so when and where?
It's like make it in bed. He's like, hey baby, what's up? Whoa.
He's like, I'm ready. He's like, oh wait, you're still there?
She's like a green light bulb.
It's Zozo. Zozo.
Where's your
you
father?
Put Daddy on really
He's
quick.
Like playing in the back with the lightsabers.
Hey babe, I'm still.
He's
recording.
with his friends playing with the lightsabers.
Hello.
We were talking about the lightsaber. You got Dylan. Yeah. Oh yeah, was it for Dylan? Gotta get him a collection. They say they want you on the show because his brother over here, he's an anime fan. I know you like anime and
Star Wars games,
and Game of Thrones, and
comic books, superheroes. We're also ready for the apocalypse as well.
I told them how you plan for the apocalypse, you know, the world. And we're laughing because it's like, they're like, man, you look like really tough. Like we were talking about when they first met you. And I'm like, he's the biggest geek ever. Like in a good way. They're geeks too. I mean, I'm a geek too, right, babe?
You're getting there.
Close.
Okay, love you. I'm almost done. You're on the air. Not really, but we're recording. Love you. Say bye. He's going to be like, why did you do this? Oh, look.
Oh, my God.
Guest show.
That's the big Star Wars fan.
This is the big star. Little Charlie. Hi, buddy. Hi.
Oh, my God. That's like a mini you. It's weird.
It is, right? Can you say hi, everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Okay. I'll see you soon. Love you. Bye. If I'm at the doctor.
yes, I am at the doctor.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No,
I just thought he was gonna talk more about.
No, you're good. Don't. He was probably like, "Wait, why am I on the spot right now?"
He's
For
like,
sure, he's gonna be like, "You put me on the spot."
Oh yeah.
That's so funny. I love it. That's gold.
That's her love right there.
That's so good. But yeah, I mean, it's 10:00.
What? This has been like the funnest. Like
we've been doing this over 2 hours.
Wow.
That's probably why he looked a little confused too. He's like, "How long?
Oh.
We've been doing at this for a while."
Oh my god.
It's 10:00. Yeah.
Well, it's been a great show.
It was awesome.
This is like, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
If you ever want to come on,
you let me know.
You and Arnie want to do a tag team and come on. I have an extra mic. This has 4 slots.
You know what?
If he wants to, no pressure.
Be more comfortable with me here because you see how he is. He's like, or he'll be like, yes, no.
Who the fuck are these two guys?
So, do you like Star Wars? Yes.
I do.
I love it.
I like fun.
Just give me lightsaber.
If you want to see that new lightsaber that they're doing,
I think he knows about it.
It's like it actually opens now.
Yeah, I think he was saying.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
He's always watching those like blogs or whatever that talk about it. Like, yeah.
Does he watch Disney vlogs?
Sometimes.
Like, my parents watch
Our parents love Disney.
They love Disney.
There you
vlogs.
go. Yeah. He's either that or like into stocks and stuff. So it's a good.
Doge.
Is he getting in the crypto train and all that cryptocurrencies?
He has kind of, but not quite. Like I don't know. Listen, I don't mean to sound like a dumbass, you know. I mean, I can teach about the stock market, right? Because I did. But, you know, just when it starts to like, you should invest with this and this, I'm like, you know what? Yes, I should. And I will. And I do. But I just trust you to do the actual research for me.
Please.
You know. Yeah.
He's a smart man. He's ready for the apocalypse. He's in the market.
You know.
He's ready.
He's, you know.
He's just a all-around gentleman. What a perfect package.
I mean,
in bed, waiting for you with the two kids.
I was like,
no. There wasn't a period after in bed. No,
I was like, whoa.
We're not gonna get to that territory. No. I didn't stop at in bed. In bed with the two kids waiting for you to get back from your podcast.
He's the best. He is the best. He is.
He's a class act. We'll leave it at that.
Yes, absolutely.
This is a little honor for Arnie before we wrap it up. It was a great time. I really appreciate you coming on.
I can't believe it was 2 hours.
I know. It's 10 o'clock.
That's insane.
It was literally like 6 something. Like
literally,
Oh, but you know why? We were talking for like half an hour or so before.
Catching up and stuff before.
So that's why. So we've been talking for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. Any closing thoughts that you want to?
I mean, watch How I Met Your Mother.
Watch How I Met Your Mother.
If you haven't. And
hello to your former students anywhere out there if they're watching.
If you guys are watching, which I hope you do, and you are.
I hope so, please.
Right? Support your awesome classmate here and his brother. And I love you guys forever and ever.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, for listening. If you guys stuck around this long, thank you. We've done like podcasts for like 3 hours, 4 hours sometimes. If whoever sticks around for that long.
They're your fans for real.
I appreciate it. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much. Till the next one. Goodbye.